They can be out. A full blind.
Maybe out.
Tunnels one, tunnels, guys.
One more tunnel.
Time. Tunnels and side. Side, last time.
Nice! Nice, boy, sick. Bro, what the fuck is it? I swear.
It was full force. Mirash again, look at this part.
I am down at the Lenovo Legion Gauntlet, where I've managed to grab Chris to give me a few words about Trackmania, because a little birdie may have told me that there's some heavy implications potentially
I believe he can get 20. He's a loyal fan of the game. He's a loyal fan of G2. Let's see if he can do it. My man, what is your name?
My name is Pierre-Alexandre.
Well, welcome. And how long have you been a G2 fan?
How long? From 2017.
Wow, okay, so a long time through all the changes.
Yeah, from French team. Yes.
So there's no French players left on G2 now, but who is your favorite current G2 player?
Hunter.
Yeah. The legacy player, the longest standing one now left on it. Now tell me, what is your premier elo, please?
25k.
Oh, 25. Okay, that's a big one. And do you have a goal to try and go further? Are you dealing with many cheaters? How hard are these games?
I just play for fun. Yeah, sometimes play for fun, yeah.
Playing for fun, still 25k. That's a strong G2 player in there, the best we've had yet. They're in the front row, a ton of G2 fans. Let's find out what their premier elo is. Give me reload.
10k.
10k?
I got unranked.
Oh.
12k.
Okay.
I've got 10k.
10k?
Unranked.
There we have it. So there we have it. I've been looking at some of the G2 army and seeing how strong they actually are. And the numbers are in.
Back there from Foot, what an answer. Back there from Jugs, strong showing in, strong assist.
In, I was about to stop playing, so I was going quite serious study because I wanted to join university in Brazil. But then the best team in Brazil, or the second best team in Brazil, messaged me and they said, hey, we want you to join the lineup. And that's when I had to take the first big decision in my life, where it was, do I keep going to study and try to go to university, or I go play, right? So I had to convince my mother, hey, I'm going to go for these international tournaments. I'm going to try to learn a different language. And she was very supportive. She helped me all the way. So I would say that 2009 was the time when I said, okay, I can actually become a professional. Now I have the chance. I was trying to become one. Now I have the full chance, so I'm going to make the most of it.
I think I saw that CS would become big back in 2014. I was still at school, but at some point I called my mom and told her I think that's time for me to stop school, just because I felt CS was growing and I was pretty sure that I could earn good money and live with it. The school didn't want me to miss days, so I said, okay, I'm stopping it and I'm moving forward to play Counter-Strike for a living.
I would like to say my parents were mostly always supportive of me being at the computer, but they had no idea what esports was. For me, I was watching Cologne 2014. I think my mom saw me watching it. We were just talking and I told her like, I can make it there as long as I keep playing. I think when I was playing FPL, I was on a semi-professional team with like X1.6 players and they were well connected in the scene and they kind of got me an invite to FPL with the rest of the players. And I think when I started playing there, that's kind of when I felt like it's super possible. Not like it was like cocky, but I was like feeling that if I'm not already better, I will be better than them. And the rest is history, I think.
So I think there's multiple steps in realizing what Counter-Strike could do for me. I think the first event, probably when I was 15, I came home with cash, put it on the table and said to my parents, it was 100 euros or something, 150 euros. Now I'm earning my own money. They ask, how did I get that money? They started asking questions. I said, from playing over those next few years, when I was 15, 16, 17, I got a very small salary. But I think once I was in university, so that's probably around 2008-9, I started getting really good in the game. Joined Fnatic and Mouse and some of these organizations that was really big in 1.6. I realized I could earn something next to my studies, but the moment I joined TSM and we got that salary, because in that period of time, Counter-Strike exploded every year with 200-300% in salary increases every year. At that moment, I realized this is going to be big, and I kept pursuing that dream because I was very close to stopping in TSM, or right before I joined TSM, because of, you're getting older. So that must have been 2015 that you realize how big CSGO is actually becoming, because 1.6 was not big enough for people to live off the game, especially when you're doing a degree as well.
Imagine if I had not taken those risks and not really jump in Counter-Strike one more time, and then I see how big Counter-Strike is now, and I could be now electrical engineering, and I would be thinking, hey, I could be one of those guys, and that was kind of my dream. You just gotta go with what your guts are saying, give it a try, because then if it doesn't work, you can always jump to something else. Making sacrifices and choosing things is part of the process, if you're a gamer or not. Everything in life is gonna be like that, I guess.
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by Play.
Quinky feels like he's living on borrowed time. They're chasing him down, giving him the fights. Quinky with a turn. What a sequence. Apathy, now they burst through. This can go rock gun in a 1v1, and down goes Kersey. Has to hear that, and he has one-on-one, and Jimmy jumps into his draw. Sin on the sniper for 4.
We're heading into a third map, an iconic third map as far as it's concerned, an Inferno decider, and loser does go home here in the round of 16. Singular Limb, the playoffs of the Counter-Strike 2 tournament here at EWC. Dominant from 1, it was Astralis on Ancient, it was G2 on Dust 2, not putting up too much of a fight either way. So Inferno, as you said on the way out, Chad, that perhaps we get to see them in a kind of a third map that's fair on both sides.
I just want to see something a bit more competitive, right? This has been pretty one-sided throughout. It's Astralis, they'll be happy than last time they went head-to-head. They only got 14 rounds over 2 maps. This time they pushed it the distance.
Okay.
We split the pistols, so you can make it the third.
Is this really just up mid? Fozzy's going to be screaming, I've got company. He's also got the Julies, and he's found that first bullet headshot. Heavy God tried to go short side. They're wrapping in, and Yabi's removed another. Humbled, beautiful start for the CT side pistol campaign. Bomb plant going to be guaranteed by Wrinkle. No one can stop it. So at least you're going to get some extra cash. Ooh, can you get more? He nearly hit 2 in quick succession there, so promising. And a good performance from Wrinkle map 2 is one of the main takeaways, aside from, you know, G2 winning it.
It's going to be hard for him to have a lot of impact on the T side of a map like Inferno as an AWPer, so we'll see him a bit more supportive throwing that U2 and probably having to wield a rifle more often than not. Now, Astralis will make it the third pistol for them in the series so far. That's 3 out of 5. And it was pretty straightforward, wasn't it? A bunch of kills where there wasn't any response whatsoever. But the bomb going down, the extra money and the loss bonus does mean that it can be a meteor-looking force spy. It's not just Tech-9s as smokes. This one's a couple of Galils. And if you haven't watched an Inferno before, this is all about the util. So we'll see at what pace this one follows through with. The pistol was fast. Once we get into the guns, I don't expect the same. Maybe a combo of Nerds and Hunter to get banana control. And they've got a bit more company this time, right? On these 4 spy rounds. Let's be more pack heavy. They're ready to scuttle into a very, very quick B execute. Watch them just start parting through this as soon as the util's in the sky.
Stair thinks twice about this. I think Hoopsy calls him back. They are going. Stair trying to be anti-flash, maintain vision. They are chaining them together, though. Still stands his ground. Just the one. Is that enough? Not really. Hoopsy's gone. Bombs across. Post plant. Recovered rifles. 2 banana. Responsibility of Wrinkle on the Galil. Is that bomb now ticking? Fozzy walking, unawares, didn't diligently clear that corner. At least enables Ryu to provide that trade, though. And for G2, is the hard work done? Feels like it's still to come. Ryu and Yabi clearing their corners. Yabi so convinced about the new box, but that's that Heavy God Deagle guarantee. There is a kit present, but just the patience. Yabi has no idea. Hunter was hiding there the whole time. G2 immediately wrestled back control after conceding pistol.
It's not baiting if you win the round. Hunter there just hiding in plain sight. That's beautiful from the in-game leader. He had a massive dust too. Yanko there asked for a hot take, just said, okay, well, Hunter just go and bully Hooksy in this one. Take on the in-game leader on the other side. Former teammates lifting the likes of Katowice and Cologne together, now enemies. Elimination on the line, that one, simple stuff from Hunter. And it's not the first time they've won a force by this series. They did the same on Ancient, but they couldn't find consecutive. G2 break the funds.
It's a good map for 5-7s to find impact. 4 of which Astralis wheeled. Just Yabi on the hand cannon.
They're going to make a move on down banana. They are going to really take a fight through this smoke on the fade. Maybe even before.
But at range, though, I say that. Nerds actually closes the gap. His MP7, he's fully blind. They've got him trapped. No, they haven't. Hunter! 3 in quick succession, deals with it. One back from Hooksy, but they know where he is, and you can see his helplessness in his gameplay, just spamming, unloading into the smoke, hoping for a little something extra. Mattis can't catch a break.
And considering Hunter and Wrinkle are low, they need to be careful not to give away too much more. Looks he might want to carry something through into the next, but still just looking to do a bit of damage as the bomb is being punched on the other side of the map. That 40 seconds now confirmed, and he's hanging around. He's got company. Heavy God coming down banana. To top mid and spammed away from Hunter for 4 within the round. It's a little bit frustrating there for Shots because I like the idea the flash was even good. It's just Hunter, the support network, was ready and raring to go. I wonder if there's a bit of organizational pressure for G2 in this game as well, knowing here that it's not just the Counter-Strike tournament, it's not just the progression through the easier side of the bracket. No point mincing words about that, is it? Okay, Hunter. There's going to be the Eco back. So they have won out the war of attrition, and we should see a 3-1. And once they can do something with these very light investments, we're talking a flash of smoke at 5-7.
Actually learned something from Puckett there on the desk as well about the Orgs needing 2 top 8s to be eligible for that club championship. So for G2, you get to that quarter, you win this game, you win that, what is it? Your first playoff game in a Tier 1 event this year. You not only do that, you also make your org happy. It's good to keep the boss happy.
We'll see how far they can push the issue, right? Obviously, you win Counter-Strike, you get 1,000 points, but there's some other teams that we'll be talking a bit more about that. Your Vitalities, your Falcons, maybe even your Navis.
Counting on their CS squad.
This one, another stack on the pistols, and you just have to hope that you've called this one correctly. You've gambled correctly if you're Hooksy. You just want to do a bit more damage. You took a few rifles with you, a few upgrades with you, excuse me, in the last. Doesn't look like it's going to happen this time round. You can send Nerds in as a bit of a beacon. They're going to flash and pick top middle, but look at the range right now. Very deep. Matters playing chicken pit. A lot of range on this. It'd be classic Matters for the series if he gets caught off guard by this one.
Yeah. I think the guy is due a little break. A couple of ecos might soften the blow.
And B is open, right? They've been able to send the SMG of Nerds in, clear it out, make sure no one is home, and he's even taken down Stair on rotation. So at this point, Strauss are just looking to not give away too many more casualties to Nerds to farm up some cash, but this one is down 3-1. Start to settle into this. Let's take a quick look at what's going on that secondary stream. Versus Magic. Looks like they're going to be heading to their third map, Mirage, very shortly, so you can whack that one on. As Nerds, he does want to get stuck in with the SMG. He's the man to take the liberties. There's just 2 more to find. Nico Bash ace, everybody's favorite, as Hunter's going to steal it.
How rude.
That's all right. I think those ones, it's better. Right? I don't want this. I don't want the ace on the stat line of an Eco Bash. Right? It's fine. I'll save it for the gun rounds. Nerds has gotten himself 4 there, gets himself up to 5 kills, and we'll get into Strauss's buy. No Fozy AWP available. Relatively limited of util as well. Lacking HEs, we see players like Apex, right, which is what you're going to hope Hooksy can do with the B defense, landing devastating grenades down Banana. They are extinguished. Like it's half wall immediately. We're going for the extinguisher, the car molly. That would be telling of a fight. They are playing a little bit more forward with their A defense on this bracket setup, but Banana's where the action is on Stair.
Yeah, he's ready for this. The whole G2 squad on the other side of the screen. No one's seen him. Finally, Mattis puts him down, and just Hooksy.
Good luck, mate.
He's been spotted and executed.
Another one there from Hunter. Just clears out the site. 7-1 for the boss man.
It doesn't get more cut and dry than that.
And it'll have to be the save.
This B duo just bowled over.
Ryu's probably pretty happy it's not him.
That's true.
All right, I took the hiding over there on Dust too. Someone else for a change. It's a good opportunity right now to talk through the CT setup. So there will be the combination of Hooksy and Stair with your Banana control. Hooksy's going to be setting up Stair to take those fights. And then it's going to be either Fozy or Yabi. Right? That's your AWP or your rotating rifler to assist if they want to go for 3-man setups. And then Ryu has to anchor down towards A.
It's going to get some credit as well for Wrinkle and his flash. Ensured they find that frag onto Stair cleanly.
Tough way to find yourself down 4-1. You win the pistol, you lose the force, and now there's a bit of a landslide.
You know what that sound means?
Yeah, tactical timeout from Neo in the early stages, and it does look silly when you catch from this angle, doesn't it? But Mattis able to catch him before he can pop back up and mow them down. Stair knows he had an opportunity.
It was actually Heavy God's flash. It was Wrinkle on the second for Hooksy. Team play on display. Everything going to plan.
I'm liking this decision we're seeing from Astralis on the buy, and likely ushered in by Neo as well, taking the timeout. Your loss bonus is maxed out. Let's get that Fozy AWP out.
Yeah.
Let's take the eco behind the saves right now. I say eco. They're obviously going to invest a little bit more, knowing that 3,400 but it's not the full shove, right? They haven't dropped rifles, they haven't fully invested in util. Everyone's left enough, but they will be able to bite properly into the next. Bigger concerns in a round like this, and yet to leave spawn, it could change, but there's no kit. So if a site falls as easily as it just did, it's been a bit of bludgeoning on B, and it's going to be hard to see that retake once more. Same half-wall block smoke again. Seems to be the game plan for Astralis in this one, as a nade lands at the doorstep of two. Nerds and Hunter brought down. And Hooksy trying to seem bigger than he is right now. His teammates to do a 4-man A stack to lock down Bracket's control.
Mattis flashed in for his apartment's control.
If they get shut down in mid here, G2, it's about their immediate reaction off of the info.
Feels like status 5-7 can be very disruptive in this position. And with the boost set up, it's a nice distraction. Already working out this partial investment.
They're coming back. They want more of this.
Instead, Liquid with the rifle will profit. No trade attempt out of that. Ooh, the Boiler player who is now alone as Stare doubles up on mid. Look at that minimap. Just the battlefield laden with G2 bodies.
25 seconds. Heavy go try and do some damage. Sure, remember, this was just the partial. We're going to be buying into the next. This one's a feel-good moment for Astralis as Heavy God backpedals and looks for the save.
Yeah, always a good look for coach as well. Off the back of a timeout, you find yourselves a little bit of a momentum breaker.
You wonder what the thought process there, right? They established that it is a bit of a mid-stack. They know that the boost is in play, and then they still want to pipe up middle. So I think in that moment, they're assuming with all that info, G2 start to race up Banana and try and isolate that solo defender. Instead, Astralis flash, they take the fight, and they stifle this one to get their second round, 2-round gap.
Yeah, Stare as well. You give him an inch, he is capable of taking the mile.
To note, though, in the 3 or 4 rounds for G2, had a lot of bodies stay alive, especially in the 2 prior to this. Flawless rounds mean they have a lot of cash to splash. And a round like this, if it would devastate the finances and you had that 1,400 loss, it's a tough position to call yourself out of. Fortunately for them, they've got all the cash that they would hope for, and they can go again. But Fozy will get the orb. Can't say the same about Wrinkle. They want to keep him operating on this AK. And that's something that Saw noted with HLTV, right? They wanted someone a little bit more aggressive. He's not going to be that on Inferno, especially not on the T side. And they didn't need the extra voice of Sampaius. And you've got that in Nerds. It's akin to a Yakinda style play. Likes to take space, likes to control the macro. And then you've got Hunter, the in-game leader. Those two and Saw, with enough people to make the calls. Wrinkle just needs to get out there and hit some shots.
Let's get this party started then. Round 7, 3rd map. Plans to the round of 16 playoffs. Again, they continually find this opening utility damage.
That must have been team utility there.
It must have been.
I don't think I saw
anything.
it.
You're right.
Yeah. So 4 strong on A.
Awkward.
Stare left to his own devices and B.
They're trying again. This bracket's control. They want to fight for it. They want to demonstrate they can take it away. You got the Fozy Orb short side, and Yabi's got a nice cache of these HEs. He's just going to keep just chaining them together. That one's a big one. Right between both Hunter and Mattis. Now forward positions on the long side. Smoke won't last forever. There's a flash on the fade, and Yabi's just going to worm his way into library to acknowledge the potential slip CT.
A lot to concern himself with.
Locked. Throws out a moto smoke. Interesting improvisation.
You wonder if that's an invitation to creep through.
Looks like
he might get blindsided by this.
Ryu's responsible for the housekeeping of this spot. They're boosting over. Could be an awkward angle. Not ready for Fozy's vulnerable. Brought down by Hunter. Ryu, off you got. Multiple bodies flood the site. Clash from Mattis connects.
You can see what Yabi was thinking, but he stitches up Fozy there, doesn't he, right? With that 3/4 smoke, you have to worry about the potential for them going arch side. So respects it, drops back, tries to ward them away with some block utility of his own design, and well, that's the way in. Hunter treats it as an invitation.
Looks like Hunter's got a gift for Wrinkle into the next.
Yeah, I'm curious, though, because he could have bought it. So it's telling that, all right, they want to start changing it up because they weren't expecting this AWP. Nah, he's dropped it. So it's just the housekeeping and making sure that they can't get that for Fozy. They do have money on the CT side, though, so that won't be too much of a concern. Stair will be able to drop it as Wrinkle will get it. So we do juggle it around, and it is carried through after all.
Yeah, he likes the sound of it after all, you know, like if you don't have to spend the money, you're allowed to play. With your signature AWP, sure, as you've highlighted, T-side Inferno is not the one when it comes to inserting yourself into the play. Yes, there was some Poltra side at the start of the T-side round.
Looks like they've woken up from Ancient, though, G2.
Oh, he had a good innings as well.
He had a name.
Yeah, you should never do that. Especially in this skirmish of a third map.
Hey Natalia, how are you doing?
Big util dump from the CT side, and it works out. Yeah, Nerd's down.
How are you doing? How is your day been?
Stair using that AK-47 to great effect. There are 3 T-side weapons on that CT side. That one-shot headshot potential, not just a T-side exclusive. Hooksy's got to play this dangerous game where he plays for info, but also doesn't give it up to an AWP on Wrinkle. The longer he holds on to that util, the better, as the backup brigade in Stair is starting to maneuver back.
Well, hopefully you're doing great. I mean, I'm not sure because
Calm before the storm. A block smoke thrown at the 52nd mark.
They've just played for info top middle. They're behind that incendiary, so they have a good idea this is going to be the B play. Where's the rotation?
I think so.
Yeah,
That should be
proactive.
sufficient.
He's going to be making that move for a rather fast flank. They're still congregated top banana. 30 seconds as the util dump comes through. Smoke fading. Flank connecting. Wrinkle still lining up nades, and he's gone. Backstab there. Mattis with one back.
25. You got to go
commit. Surely you have to commit. At least that's what they think. A pivot on its way. Does Ryu completely leave the site? He's saying, I'm not so sold on this. Starts now to depart. They're going to round the corner, and it's an open runway for the plant. That is cheeky. He's even used the last couple of seconds to try and go for the safest of plants.
Okay, well, now good luck with the retake. Moto's just been smoked.
Okay. Ryu really wants this bomb site back. He can't believe they've stolen it away from him. The moment he departs. Difficult smoke to broach. The time ticking. You've got that HE break. Mattis tugs. Hit by the wallbang from Fozy's AWP. Softened down to 40 as he unloads his mag, just trying to keep him at bay. The time is ticking away. 2 frags is good. Heavy God lingers. Someone has to get on that defuse, and it is not planted for Heavy God. They could just sit it. They could just sit it. Time. Whoa. Just in time. Astralis do regain control of that A site and will put that 3rd on the board.
Right, down to the wire there. The fact that G2 are even able to maneuver into a plant is impressive. Keeping Astralis on notice with this one. I'm wondering where the rotation is. They turn it into a flank instead. So proactive in the mid-round from Astralis, and Hooksy likes the way that one feels. So keeping it to a 2-round gap. No issues in the buy departments, and so much extra cash stacked. Heavy God has 10K. So there'll be plenty more gun round. This one, Abbas showing a bit of attitude. Straight through the mid-smoke. So he suppressed the ability for them to go aggressive. They wanted to linger around to have those questions. Mattis has denied it immediately. So Molly instead can get out. He wants to go back in for this. Another nade lands on his toes.
Yeah, it's all about this pipe. 4 half-wall control. Block smoke will buy time.
And in rotation between the 2 of them is Yabby. Is he just going to donate this util? Head back over towards A. It's like a minute on the clock, and he will give over the nades, but he's going to posture forward. Stair wants support. It's the Danes over towards B.
Okay, Danish duo. Stair anti-flash, overlooked. Oh, still not pivots. He finds them both. What a dream. Given his team a gift of a two-man advantage. They do still need to find Hooksy, and with their connections, we've equalized. Hooksy on B, Fozy on A, and Ryu overlooked in pit side. That's the bomb, that's the kill. Wrinkle empty-handed. Hunter in the clutch, winnable. Certainly now, beheads Ryu, gets the time. He knows Hooksy last seen B's sight. He knows he's got the time to set this one up and use time as his great ally. Hooksy, head-to-head, he's held his nerve. Wins it out in that captain's 1v1.
Oh, interesting call there from G2, right? You killed two players top banana. You know there's a third shore. You're expecting that rotation away from the A defense, but they've just parked the bus. You walk into it, you're also getting blindsided. So is Hooksy looking over the fence there? Maybe, yeah, he is. He's definitely giving him a little bit of something to wave to Hunter.
Okay.
We've got a bit of salt in the wound with this. As mentioned, once upon a time, teammates lifting trophies together. Hooksy got cast aside. No, we don't want you anymore, mate. Trying to build back up to what was the successes of G2 once upon a time, but...
Nice shot as well from Hooksy.
This is the thing, if Hunter gets into Boiler...
Brother!
He gets into Boiler, that's round, right? So Hooksy's chasing Ghost at that point.
Ooh, Orb sounded off a shot there, so info on Fozy's coordinates.
They're turning this quite quickly into... At least they were something A-centric. Now on Inferno, it's not about the finishes, it's about this battle for banana control and top mid. You don't have to take banana first, you can go get Boiler and Halls, then get your bracket, vice versa. It doesn't matter, just as long as you are taking the space, forcing the CTs to rifle through this util.
Wow, right in his top pocket. Half health for Nerds, worming their way through though. This is a great gap. Hunter gonna play the fade side by side with Mattis, and there's no one home. Some serious real estate now for G2.
Making it look like an app spot, but they're just gonna walk long.
Yeah, with all the attention drawn. There is that rotation from CT. Stare and Hooksy are on their way. Cognizant of the possibility of this gap. And then they'll use their own Moto smoke to be hoping to be overlooked. Yep, that's it. Stare had his nades out. Good find. First blood drawn. With Mattis in combination with Hunter makes life miserable for Yabi, standing and banging, finding two. Now's not the time for an inspect and no scope onto Yabi. The only way to bring him down. 3, decent output, but Fozy not in a position to really play for this. And Orp on the way back in, never comfortable.
And lost bonus only 1,400 into the next, so he should hold on to this. At least we're getting more of a back and forth affair than the last two maps.
I really like that calling from Hunter.
I think it could have gone wrong because they're assuming they were starting 3A anyway, right? They wanted to draw the attention for the app spot, but the attention was already there. They didn't know they had that gap. How they meant to know they had that gap.
And fair play to Yabi, that's some serious output. He just needed a little chip in from anyone else. Well, we are getting that closer affair, Jack.
Yes. I think down the stretch is where it gets a little bit more difficult for Astralis because of the seesaw, right? Fozy can drop an M4. That's the opening incision. It's nice when Mattis gets to make his play. The interview with Saw over at HLTV talking about they don't really have a natural entry. They have these players who like to take their timings.
They're rotating from B2, guys.
So it means you need to be a little bit more creative with how you go about these things. It's not just run on in, get the job done. You like to be tricky with it. Also, I have quite a few players who have a similar profile. G2 is one of these teams to me that feels like a jack-of-all-trades team. You've got Heavy God, who one of the absolute best anchors in the world, but I feel like this man could play any role. And right now, he's not really having to do too much in the fragging department, just 4 kills deep. On the CT side, I'm sure that will have to change as that pit anchor. Charles have shoved behind the save door. Fozy's dropped a rifle. Sarah's in with a FAMAS. 5-7 for Hooksy and an MP9 for Yabi. They're by next round. If they don't save anything, if they don't get anything done right now, it's 1,900 loss.
They've pulled one of these out of their hat already on their CT side. Is it asking too much to pull it off twice? On off angle adopted, this is a unusual setup to have Fozy responsible for the right side and Ryu mantles the radiator for the off angle. It's very unlikely the crosshair is pre-aimed by Heavy God, but then again, you were just speaking about his individual ability. We'll get to see it on display if he does proceed abs.
So he just threw a flash into Boiler, which normally would tell of a player jumping up and starting to search for space there, but Heavy God isn't. So I think Astralis believe there's a bit more coming their way, as it is 4 over towards Banana, taking control of past half wall now. And the setup dismounted. A lot to concern themselves with.
Yeah, re-sweep from the AWP. Course brackets clear for now. 50 seconds for G2 to try and find their finish. CT smoke lands. Does look like Hooksy plans to go for a 5-7 underhand 5-7 mag dump.
There's going to be multiple flashes. Yabby and Hooksy can both flash against this execute.
Oh, they actually molly stare out of position. That makes life a bit uncomfortable. The flash connected. You can see the whole squad. Oh, he's done well. He's done very well. Hooksy set up to succeed.
Have to go
flash from
big.
Yabby connected. 20 seconds. Got to fight your way back into this site. Fozy relays the information. He's ready for this. That's the bomb. Now on the floor, spews out of Wrinkle, and that is 5. Astralis, 2 rounds of the 5 they now boast off the back of these 5-7s. And Hooksy, the one to find output here, a double kill. Heavy God after time, 4,000 in the bank, no problem.
Yeah, it would have been nice if he could have kept that. It would be a drop for Nerds or Mattis, so it does actually make a difference. You can see the multiple layering of the flash. Good call from Hooksy to have 3 strong over towards B. They had that top mid info. And it's just the layering of flash is going to catch them. How many can you possibly be ready for? Nobody playing anti there to get the job done, as we can tie things up 6-6.
Good execute, and that's it.
I might want to focus on a good execute. Limited resources to do so.
Especially if you can see an opener, you can see Fozy's going for some rather audacious forward position. Ooh, there's a little bit of a kerfuffle. Stay down to 64. Already very early abs presence from Heavy God.
Come down to the restraint on Util from Astralis. How much pressure G2 can apply to force out these nades. So Fozy with top mid control. It's hard for Heavy God just to swing into this.
Fozy's quick, but clearly not quick enough. Heavy God beheads it. Oh, and the pre-fire. Yeah, Mattis knew what was up. The flash pops, he immediately nails it. Just Hooksy. Rotation has come through. You needed to find something, though. Empty hands for Hooks. Yabi needed a 3rd. And it's Ryu. They know he's the A anchor. Heavy God has cut the rotation, so looking to at least leave with the lead. The swap at the sides, a clean close from Heavy God.
And a really impressive opener there on that final round. They've been the ones who have been playing on the front foot over towards A, right? That Incendiary comes in top mid. He just takes a swing of Boiler off of that. The only thing you have to worry about if you're Fozy in that moment is that Boiler swing. So Heavy God, great opener. But as we recount that first half of play, it's a pistol, then you lost against the Force. You had a Hooksy 1v1 clutch against Hunter, and you had 2 rounds where you're on the lighter buys with saved guns cobbled together. So gun rounds is what seems to be eluding Astralis as far as their CT side is concerned. Good moments from G2 in the calling department, some well-pieced together rounds. And Hunter continues to stay towards the top of the scoreboard on 11, leading the way for G2 again. It's Yabby on the other side, who's had some moments, but not all of which that have been converted upon. Now the pistols at this point, 5 have been played, 3 are to Astralis, 2 are to G2. Let's see if we can level the field there. CT side now for G2. Hunter with a couple of flashes, smoke for Wrinkle on the block.
Wrinkle. Not scared to take these long-range fights on that USP advantage, but this is a horrible opening death for Ryu. Spotted, Heavy God got the early warning. There's a nice one as well. Fozy loses his head to a Nerds P2000. Oh, it's clean. It's far too clean. The second shot out of Nerds just as good as the first. Astralis, they just can't hit a bullet onto Nerds. 3 kills deep. Anyone else? Nerds welcomes it. Let's do it. Yabby says okay.
He's got plenty of time, and now he's got the bomb, but still we need to get into one of these 2 sides. So how confident are you, G2? How much do you want to overstep the mark? These type of setups, you just want to play for information so you can rejig, right? As soon as you know exactly where he is, you're able to plan for your teammates, box him in. and secure what should be the 8th round. With his up-down setup, feels impossible to break, right? He's going to worry about Coffin's backside.
Yeah, even the smoke won't save him with that boost. Impending doom for Yabi. Mattis makes it so. Sharp shots out of Nerds there. Really enjoyed that. We can spin that one back on the replay.
I was worried for Heavy God in that moment, right? Because sure, he has the information, but Ryu's still going to come in prepared for a fight, just not up this close. And Heavy God, if you feel like you just missed your timing and then you start to flub your lines, it can fall apart, but this one converted upon for Nerds. Remember that double kill he had top banana, which they were unable to make good on. No bomb going down. Astralis, this is going to be weaker looking force spy than you would have hoped for. And well, in the first half, G2 converted theirs. Tech 9s, Deagles.
Yeah, they set the bar high.
Moving Sentry. Looks like they want to give it over. You're worried at this point if they are behind that half wall smoke that they're setting up for one of those pop plays and you could get caught out of position in the open. But on the other side of the map, they play for info. So helping, I suppose, reinforce the worry over towards B by noting it's not an apps pop, but it could still be through mid. Hunter playing a block. Wrinkle playing very passive on long side over towards Arch. And that's all a fake. They're going to try and play through this long smoke.
Yeah, Wrinkle ready. MP7 feasts. 2 down, rather casual.
And they just have to run in.
And that's exactly what they'll do. Mattis is going to just push with that MP9 to finish the job. Nerds has started here. Charges in. Good shot. Wow, good tracking. Single bullet to the dome.
You'll take the plan.
You will. Even if that name really leaves a mark. Hooksy just gets the code punch, but his chances of a 1v4 on 13 HP are close to 0. They'll group up, ensuring that trade potential, using that low HP Nerds to draw crosshairs. And so G2 will weather the storm of the Astralis force.
The kill there on the SMG from Hooksy does make things a little bit more interesting, because if he wants to try and keep financial pressure on, he could drop an AK right now. It does mean come the first gun round, he's going to be in a tougher position, but that's good. That's making an assumption of how this next round will go. So if he wants to drop an AK and give it over to... He has dropped an AK. I would imagine it ends up with Stare. He's your map control player, right? He's the guy who's going to be in the thick of it around all of these smokes. So Hero AK, some light upgrades. Oh, is it light? It has worked out in the wash. 2,900 into the next. So how much damage can you do? Action on Stare. You've been set up by the leader. You need to find some output. This is not your round to win, but one where you can definitely keep the pressure on G2. Wrinkle's AWP sounding off early. That's going to limit a lot of your options.
Nuts is going to go for this jump spot. If he dared do it again, yeah, gets his info safely. Risk averse. And then on the reaggress, looks like they want to go for this. Not playing scared whatsoever. Stare. In hot pursuit. 2 on his screen, and he feasts. Matt is punching monitors. He can't handle that. A single rifle, they weren't anticipating it.
You're not risking an AWP on a retake in a round like this, right? This is where the finances can get out of control. You need to just go, all right, we got unlucky, we picked a bad timing. Stare has absolutely pummeled us right there, and you have to concede this.
Wow.
So another one of these rounds for Astralis in Inferno that it's not the full gun rounds, it's the lighter investments. And
that MP9 frag seemed like nothing, and it's transpired into one hell of a round for Astralis.
It's going to keep them in it for sure, right? They get a couple of extra rifles. They were hedging their bets anyway, so they're going to get this loss bonus and be sitting pretty with the buys. You know, if you can win the next against G2 and wipe the board, your opportunity to force them down to the eco. In fact, an AWP retained. You know that fired off. Yabi, he's going to try and strip something else away. Has a little bit of a timing available here. Bomb goes off. Does he want to be noisy on this pursuit? Spots out, takes his shot, and that'll be that. So 2 M4s, the AK carried across, and now the buys to complement exactly that. It's the other side of the server where the questions are. Look at this. Just absolutely no idea. Right, there was still some level of awareness here, but they're just assuming they haven't piled up close. And you can't be making assumptions like this. Lefty Lucy as we get 3 rounds the difference now. Neo knowing with a round like that, you start to stabilize some of these personalities on G2, especially if you can make it consecutive. So Wrinkle with the AWP, you want to take a look at his spawn. Is it good for mid, right? Does he have a good banana spawn? Are we going to extinguish? Look for a fight. I can tell you it's middle of the pack.
I think there's certainly players on G2 you can tilt. I just don't think Hunter is one of them. I think that man is tilt-proof.
He's said to me before, yeah, he does get emotional, he just doesn't show it.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Which is, you know, stoicism in a captain can prove very valuable.
It's interesting when you contrast Hooksy to Hunter.
Yeah, true.
See when he's hard on his sleeve. Once upon a time, very negative about himself, but gonna rebuild this Astralis.
He's got good pieces around him. He put Stair to good use in the previous.
Rosie trying his best Zyro impression.
Oh, an opportunity. Just the pointy elbow of Nertz on his jiggles. Doesn't manage to quite connect the bullet.
And a similar setup right now that we saw in that first half. Wrinkle doing his best Fozy impression alongside of Heavy God.
Yeah, a tempered approach from Yabi as well. He's not rushing his opponent's control. He's doing it alone as well.
Nertz is going to be calling his own shots here in Banana. There's an incendiary landing half wall. He's over as well. When he catches the nade. Does he feel that he can get out of there?
I think they're going to clear him out. Ooh, Heavy got onto Yabi.
Not expecting that was Yabi.
The bailout smoke's great from Mattis, and oh, it's all falling into place. Everything collapses for Astralis. Even better from Wrinkle. Finds Fozy 4 and 10, quiet from the Swede.
And Heavy God is the upgrade, ready for this step. Completely known and noted. Hunter not going to overplay his hand. And they want to keep this one spotless to make up for the mare that was the last.
Very quick to rectify, and in a dominant fashion as well.
I think fortunately for Astralis, right, winning that lighter buy round does leave you with extra cash on 3 of your 5 members. It's Yabi and Stair who are the ones that are lacking. But double digits now for G2.
Maybe it was just a blip on the radar. Like you said, just a well-found timing from Stair in the previous. But very quickly, falls straight back under G2's control. And they're getting dangerously close to the magic number here. Elimination at stake for Astralis. And an opportunity getting ever closer for G2 to find themselves not only in the quarterfinals, but to win a playoff game at a Tier 1 event this year.
Yeah, that's going to feel good. I'm not even sure if they'd be too privy to that, right? You're the ones who are playing these tournaments, but okay, hold up. This is very fast towards Apps. Wrinkle's forward.
Yeah,
he's going to get blindsided.
Hang on. Cognizant of the possibility. Double HE doesn't find its mark. He's done well to get away.
I thought there he was going to get caught, but aware of his timings. Now the Orb's going to search. If he can post up and look towards Moto, he might be able to catch a player in transition. So this is Fozy hoping to catch Hunter. Denied by the smoke, and he'll have to go fishing elsewhere now.
What's this standoff on Banana? They're next to each other. Yeah, Stair completely unprepared for Nertz to have been burrowed into that smoke towards logs.
And no ability to react right now for Astralis.
Easy. I thought it was easy. Wrinkle has the angle held. Fozy peeks in and finds his counterpart down. Still not looking good for Astralis. Look at Yabi's armored Deagle, going to do whatever he can. The bomb's still loose. They've got 50 seconds out to fight. And that's a dead Ryu.
The game slips away from you right now. You only have 2,400 into the next round. G2 will have 11. That's why Fozy probably is considering a save of some variety, but you need to start posting rounds on the board. So it's a terrible decision either way.
Nertz can just have these rounds where he just gives you a round for free.
Yeah, it's important, right, with a player like Nertz that it does have a good read on the game, right? He needs to be finding these timings, catching these moments. He's a playmaker through and through.
I think he's a bit of a mind reader as well when it comes to his opponents. He can really, when he hits his stride, be plugged into the mainframe, have a good idea of what you're thinking.
But that's why he's so volatile, right? Because you make those plays, you need to continue to do so. And if you're really just having one of those games where timing is against you, you can get nothing done. It will be the save. They retain an AWP, they retain an M4, they give them something around the 2,400 loss, but sailing away with this one, G2 now.
So we are going to have a technical pause. Ryu just going to have to make some adjustments. Has been, as you saw from the stats, a quiet couple of rounds from him. And this was a funny one, actually. You can see on the replay, Nertz's position, fair play. You know, I don't blame Stair for not overlooking that possibility. Nertz playing it cheeky. Little smile on his face as they are just 2 rounds away from the quarters.
We'll find out their opponent later today. We've got Furia versus Aurora coming up next on the mainstream. Foot versus Magic raging on, and then, well, they'll be playing the winner of the Gamer Legion Mao's game. So concluding the upper half of this bracket, and this is where you feel an opportunity for any of the teams on this side of the bracket for a deep run here at EWC 2026. The big names, your Falcons, your Vitalities, your Spirits, your Na'Vis, they're all in the lower half. Sure, Furia are here. Mao's as well, just off of that bounty win. There's no doubt which side of this bracket is easier as Wrinkle posts up aggressively again. External time up. Allows him to backpedal before Yabi can get there. Someone might go out with a whimper for Astralis. Can Fozy catch anything on the jump?
They're just clinging on, aren't they? Wow. Leg shot.
Unconfirmed. Oh, the blood on the wall might be telling.
Mattis will pull back into that B side, so space conceded.
You used a lot of utility to get that control. You are going to need a rotation. Hunter silently cheating over. He knows he can be heard from top banana if he runs.
You don't see this boost all too often, but once a half, it can be overlooked. Stair, how's your clears? And Ryu, can you trade? Okay, info. Drops off. Oh, and then Mattis onto Ryu. They've done well. Fozy and Yabi, though, with Hunter now arriving just in the nick of time. Oh, Hoopsy's in trouble. They're so low, 29 HP. Going for that double dip off the flash. He's got Yabi booked, and it's easy for Hunter. Out with a whimper indeed, Chad, because 12 on the board for G2.
Well, good opportunity for Hunter to maybe throw some words back at the defense the other way after that clutch early in the first half of play. Looks like we could be ending with 3 maps in this series being 13-6. Ancient made it seem like Astralis are not to be overlooked. Dust too. Real thorn in their side. Another map added to that loss streak.
I knew it's gonna happen.
6-24 for the year now. It is just a clear weakness in their map pool.
It's not something you can afford to when you get to these later stages in tournaments. They will find that weakness and exploit it.
Especially when some of the best teams in the world are great on Dust too. Your Vitalities, your Spirits, your Falcons. Those are the top 3 big dogs. All very, very good Dust 2 teams. But Inferno's where this one feels like it's going to fall apart for Neo. One more round, 5 more kills. That's all Hunter and the boys need.
Yeah, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. For Astralis now, an uphill struggle on Galils to defend their honor. 6 straight rounds. Asking an awful lot.
Wrinkle's got a good spawn for mid right now. Let's see how aggressive this man wants to be.
He's definitely playing it his way. Likes to go for these aggressive lines. And just on the edge of that smoke, he's actually going to poke his nose forward. Knows there's no rival AWP, or can expect so. They're progressing. This fight is to and fro for some top banana control, and they have won it out. They have their space. Retake util onto the half wall. Wrinkle wants to take this fight head on, and he's actually going to go for a sweep. There's only one man here trying to hold these rotates. It's passive from Yabi. Anticipates this clear. Ooh, Wrinkle doesn't pull the trigger, and Yabi can run him down. That's going to lead to some rotations. Look at this, though, burrowing into the smoke. They're right next to each other. A freebie for Stair. Oh, and he gets a second. Bomb was committing A. That's Heavy God's domain. Understandably, calling B site clear now is Stair. What do you do with that information? You move the bomb back, but Hunter's already there. He's being flanked by Hooksy.
Have to know this is a possibility. They're just trying to deal with the rotation of Heavy God. Surely they know Hunter could have slipped into Ruins.
Yeah, Stair did just have a glance, but he's gotten across undetected. Fozy, yeah, just exposed. It's with a denial. Oh, that's a quick trade out of Stair. Fair play. He's had another one of these rounds where he just gives Astralis the round they so desperately need.
That can get very out of control. I think Hooksy's probably the safety net. They're coming through CT. Hunter, unlikely to expect that. But Stair was very low after the kerfuffle in Banana. So the fact he's able to get one more.
It does feel like it's unrealistic to ask him to keep doing that. I mean, the 2 rounds they have now on this T side are thanks to Stair's output on B.
But that's one where we asked to, point out pressure points for these teams. It is about key players making moves, right?
Yes.
Nerds on the CT side, the same for Stair now on the T side. And it's about how do they interact, how well do they read each other, as Heavy God is going to be Hunter. They want to take this away. And they will. AK denied. So, this is a very difficult comeback. Hooksy trying to keep the energy there. Third and final tactical timeout called from Saw. They won't have any issues in the buy. Hunter, before investing, still has 11K, so drops are available. Rinku, you thought that was going to be his every day of the week. Wasn't expecting someone up close and personal, so very good time for Yabby to find his first opening kill of the map. I'll keep him in it for now. We need to win this one, and then we can talk about a G2 eco. We wonder if this is Saw wanting to call the complexion of the round, or just hoping to keep the mental in check. It's all right, boys. We've still got a big lead right now. Let's just stay locked in. We'll find out with the opening there. I'm going to start 3 over towards B. It's not the AWP. It's going to be Hunter joining this and setting up Nerds and Mattis for some banana aggression. Big nade.
Good connection. Oh, what? Wrinkle! His aggressive AWPing has finally paid dividends on that boiler room.
Bomb down T stairs. Banana pressure now.
Yeah, and they're all doing the dance now in the smoke. It's panic stations for Astralis. Is this the last round? It absolutely has to be.
Line them up, knock them down. Nerds is here. 21 kills deep. One more to find, and Astralis are getting their key crushed.
That is a strike if ever I saw one.
You don't even get to play the round. You don't even get to see the opponent. You're behind a smoke. You're running away, and the map is almost done.
Astralis just skittles. And they look to Yabby, head in hands, watching as their chances of seeing those quarterfinals dwindle. No chance to breach this one. Into the AWP. New boy Wrinkle misses his shot, but it's Hunter to close it down. A convincing series from G2. 13-7 to close it out. The quarters are theirs. And a win at a Tier 1 event as well in those playoffs.
It's eluding them all year long up until this point. Astralis fall by the wayside, and we know for G2, from the organizational perspective, this is an important victory to pick up for the club championship. They do march on. They will take on the winner of Furia versus Aurora coming up later.
That he can start kind of saying his piece in this map.
They out to Jugs. Takes the contact, aggression in, Spade 8. Clears out underpass. Although Kerbeni is able to push through with the Tech 9. Put positions completely known. And Magic, as long as they can convert here, not give this back up, should be in early control of the half, should be able to make a game out of this map. We just have to make sure the kills land, and that's Moon. Good work with the scout. It's all just a cleanup. It is a 5th round. It is a Magic that is down, but not out. It's going to force a save on the side of Foot. Push forward to 6. Then when the guns come back out, you have a real conversation. Only a 4-round difference.
Good kills. Again, with kind of working with what they got. A 5-round difference, making a look at 4. Just Glocks and a Deagle on Kerbeni, who's still 2 flat KD, 18 and 9. And we're only on the 16th round yet to really get it going. A nice mid-stack coming out. Playing contact, maybe they can find one, but it's Moon, MP9. And this is a weapon that you don't want to have to contest with when you have no armor.
Also all about the swing. Nade comes out, try to soften up the opponents a little bit, doesn't do much of anything. Moon walks straight back up. He's one to hit out. SMG only able to clean up 1. It could get a bit awkward. Moon converts another one for his team. Spade 8 lying wait. A gross round, but one that Moon is still, or excuse me, Magic is still in. And Jugs, a Glock on the A-bomb site. No low HP player to try to shoot at. Position known. That's all she wrote. So Magic do what they have to do. They won the rounds that they need to, but still not a lot of wiggle room to work with. You know, not necessarily a flawless game that needs to be had, but very few mistakes can be made from this point onward when Foot take the rifles back out.
This is still a very dangerous Foot squad that I don't think should stumble into this run. Maybe they'll be a little more concerned. It finally seems like Magic is answering back, especially now that Moon has an op, and we've seen him instrumental with the big green thus far. But he really needs to position to capitalize, and Mosvold in a great position to find two. Maybe a third year's breakthrough, and he does. 3 T's down, and it is now a 5-on-2, and this Magic squad, they were silent. They were quiet a little bit, but they're not out just yet.
Definitely not. I'm sure you're able to collect the bomb, fall back afterwards. But no real place to go after this. Op at least misses its shot. And a smoke towards the top of connector. Does give you a little room to work with, not until Fade 8 jumps up. Connects to the head. Symmetry. Last one. Starts with a headshot. Would need to be a 1v5 in the theoretical world. And just can't separate the fights enough to do so. Again, another step in the right direction. Another inch clawed back.
A little more energy in those fist bumps. See them maybe a little more pleased with their performance.
And they should know the money's bad for Foot.
They should, and especially denying bomb plant. They still are going to have to contest with obviously some Tech 9s, armors. It's not just going to be just Glocks. You know, they probably have, give or take, $3 grand on most of these players. So it is still a dangerous round that maybe you do have to. We haven't seen either team really, you know, 5-man push with something thus far. It's been a very drawn out kind of map.
Two push towards the smoke. On connector. 3 smokes, Fade 8. Spots a bit. Takes one body. Only enough for one. Still 2 on the backside of it. Gerbetti catches a stray, and Nexus Demon brought down so low. Doesn't even know he's there. And 2 players left. Bomb. Stuck at the top of ramp. Moon missed the shot. But it's all right. It's still easy cleanup. And definitely a lot of emotion starting to come out of the side of Magic.
Is this where you're concerned if you're Foot?
Definitely got to start sweating a little bit, you know? You do have the buy coming out. You're not going to have an op. Or excuse me, you will have an op. After a bit of shuffling of the economy. You're on max loss bonus, so that on the T side means you could justify a buy, you know, 90% of the time, if not every single percent of the time. It's just a matter of the momentum and, you know, the heat that's starting to get under Magic. They started to find their flame. Foot need to extinguish that. At the end of the day, that's the most important part. Foot need to try to take the mentality of Magic in this current moment out of it. Crush them.
I don't think they can. I mean, even if they get one round, it needs to be multiple. I mean, take a look at that CT side economy. 7.5, 8K, 7K, 7.3, 7.2. There is too much money to slow down now. Granted, there's still plenty of CS left to be played. This could still go OT. It could still go a billion different ways, but it's not going to come down to just a single one just yet. It's going to be a step in the right direction if you're Foot, but it could also be a step for Magic to close this gap and really take this one out from under them.
They decided not to go with the op. Instead, they decided to go fast towards A. Utility damage doing great. Moon repositions with the op, only able to find one. Instead, 2 kills for the T's. This puts Foot in a good position. Try to get that bomb down early on. That's exactly what happens. 2 of the players for Magic on a close rotate. Another one far back, Krabeni. I think Mosvold spotted him out. But they have to make headway into the site. They have to try to get this retake going. Bomb continues to tick. Push continues to come in. As soon as Mosval dies, that should be the sign to fall back. Tenzi not going to be able to keep himself alive. Just Fade 8. All the way back. And that's quite a happy Foot fan club.
Well, again, it's going to take more than that to take Magic out of this. The money still flowing. And even past this bye, we still have most players around 3K. So they're safe for another round. Obviously, you don't want to give up another. That's going to give Foot that match point. 11-8, back down to a 3-round lead here for this T side as things are starting to flip around. Things were looking very dominant for this Foot squad, and then it tapered off drastically. Somehow, some way, Magic found a way into it. An open door, into the round, into the match even, and they still have something left in them, and I don't think it's going to go out quietly.
On the bright side for Magic, I mean, the economy is so good that no matter what happens in round 20, you're going to have a bye within round 21. So whether it's you being victorious and trying to push further, or if it's you losing and having your back against the wall, you will at least have money to work with. It's just a matter of how they try to make Foot falter in this time, and having only Moon stationed towards A with a full hit coming in might not be the right play. Sprayed through the box, 2 kills fall in favor of Foot once more. Tenzi tries you might to battle something back. It's only damage, no kills. AW, Molotov, back towards default. Instead, his teammate's stuck in a Molotov of his own. Symmetry takes the player advantage. AW tries to push up. Can't do anything, completely locked out. Mosval creeps towards NCT. Tries to get an angle. But it's just not to be found. And they're choosing to save. Oh, a tough decision to make at this point. Relying on a lot of confidence for the next round to follow, but either way, that's Foot putting themselves on map and series point here on Mirage, map 3. The final chance for Magic to battle back. As Foot stares that quarterfinal straight in the face.
Well, speaking of quarterfinals, G2 beat out Astralis 2-1, closing map 3 out in a pretty strong fashion, 13-7 on Inferno. So they are going to be the first ones to proceed forward, and now we're looking down the barrel of closing this one out, Donnie.
We are. It's the final chance. It's the final opportunity for Magic to prove themselves that they can make a fight into it, but Foot doesn't want that to happen. Kerbeni already opens up with a headshot. So much utility in through mid. An absolute inferno. Set ablaze, Fade 8. Timing with Kerbeni. No one spots each other quite yet. Kerbeni should be seen. That's exactly what happens. Fade 8 gets a shot in the back. 4-on-4. Still with the Oppa Moon in play for the CTs. That's been the most reliant thing this game so far. Foot reposition into mid. And Jukes forced forward with the Molotov. No one's watching for the push out. He gets the shot into CT, is traded back. But it's a 3-on-2 now. It's free range for these T's. Fade 8 will get smoked off. Oswald from the back doesn't shoot, and he's the only one left. His position unknown, but Op train on in. And the timing couldn't be worse. Drops down. A chance to fight still. Full HP. But it's all up to him. Jumping around a conductor. The M4 has to connect both these T's with full HP. The nade fully gives the position up. The pressure mounts. With every second, a double swing and almost a double spray, but instead, it's Foot to close it out. A quarterfinal in line for them, and for Magic, unfortunately, a key to be crushed.
The Foot comes down, and so Foot will survive, will advance another round into the round of 8 here at the Esports World Cup. Magic brought such fire, such prowess to the table here, surprised us, and maybe changed some minds, but ultimately were not quite enough to hang once we hit the playoffs. They can hold their head high, but it will be the footballists to advance to see another day of the Esports World Cup.
Yeah, you got to give it to Foot, you know, a nice turnaround after a very lackluster first map where nothing really worked out for them, where the individuals didn't show up. They slowly but surely managed to claim their way back into the game. Second map of Anubis, that was very convincing for Foot. 13-7, scoreline maybe even be a bit deceiving. On Mirage as well, I think it was a Foot team in control. At no point did I feel, Nathan, that they weren't in control. At no point did I feel like, okay, Magic, a couple of more rounds going your way, maybe we have a game. It was just a question of time before they close out the game.
Most definitely, and especially you can see, I think, throughout the series, it's Krabeni that started very slow, very off on Ancient, not really playing the game. Anubis, he got better, and then he just destroyed on the third map, and he was just in control. And what we saw on the first map with SFED being in charge of the game and reading the minds and doing everything on his own, Krabeni did it in this game. And then he was supported by Symmetry, that was having a good game again, getting the entries, getting in the right positions. And that was it. That was it. They were the better team. I think it's as simple as that. The A plan was not working for Magic. They're still working on that depth. That's what they need to work on in order to get to the next level, get further into those brackets. Foot is just showing they have that, and they're at the next level.
It's one of those rare occasion, Mikes, where we get what we expect to some degree, right? Foot being the more established team out of the two, still, you know, to some degree inexperienced, young, you know, with a lot of potential in players like Krabeni, like Symmetry, like Dukes for that matter, who also had moments in this game. Magic, sort of like the little brother in that relationship, you know. They're on the same path, they're on the way, but not quite strong enough to beat the big brother.
And I think footballists as well, maybe having a little bit of an extra lift from the sixth man, shall you say, in the server. The crowd turning up very strong here for this Foot team. I don't know that they've necessarily experienced this before, right? Because we know Foot as an organization has a strong fan base, but I think xCloud's addition to the team might be inspiring a little extra passion from that squad coming through here at the Esports World Cup.
Yeah, that's what it felt like, you know, without a doubt, the fan favorite in this matchup, you know, and especially in such a small, intimate environment. I think the players on stage, Nathan, they can feel it, they can hear it. It's not a big arena, it's not a place where you can zone everything out, so probably help them a little bit to stay motivated.
It makes a huge difference. As a player, if you're on a stage and you have people cheering for you, or even against you, no matter what the energy is, right? If you have that going your way, you're going to either use it to give you more energy, or you're going to use it to be more calm, because you don't have to send that energy yourself as a player. You don't have to hype the players up. You have that energy that is there, and you just welcome it no matter what. And that's when it makes the game way easier for you.
And that's been such a conversation for Foot as they were rising up last season, right? It's something they kept coming back to, is like, how much energy do we expend? Yeah. Do we do it the same on stage? Do we do it the same in studio? They've been learning all of that. And someone who's been imparting so many of those lessons is their coach, Coolio, who's standing by with Trace Stunna Soranthus.
Yeah, thank you very much, gentlemen. Foot putting on a show out here. Hey, man, talk to me about your team today.
Luckily, we won. Yeah, I think we start shaky, like we did on the Major versus Bad Boom. We played with the pressure. We didn't play how we were supposed to play, but I think we had a good talk after the first map, and then we start playing our game, and then we could beat them.
Yeah, because, you know, Ancient really wasn't probably the best showing for Foot. What do you take from the Ancient loss? I know it's just pretty fresh, but at the surface level, did you guys just not start right? What happened here?
No, I think we were just not really following the plan. We were giving them too many space on the map. We were kind of just waiting again, and they were playing good, you know, like they had all the map control. We didn't react, or we were reacting pretty late, and they were just having really good situations, and I think we were losing a 4v1. It gave them momentum, and to be honest, if we if we would won that round, I think it could be a different game.
You got them cheering for you, man. You're the coach. How have you done this? What do you say to these guys?
Well, it's so good. I think it's first time for us that we have fans, and it's so good. Everyone enjoy it, and thank you guys.
Look, you've got the winner of Gamer Legion and Mouse. As fun as that might sound to everyone, what do you think?
Sorry, I didn't hear.
You've got the winner of Gamer Legion and Mouse next.
I think we never played versus Gamer Legion. We beat Mouse 3 times in a row with different lineups, but I think they are kind of comfortable team for us. We just, I mean, it's always close game because they are obviously playing good and stuff like that, but I think Mouse is kind of comfortable for us. I'm not saying we will win again, but about Gamer Legion, it's gonna be first time if they beat Mouse, so I don't know anything about them right now.
Well, look, I'm gonna get you out of here. Anything you want to say to these people that are standing right here?
Oh, just thank you very much, and keep cheering for us for the rest of the tournament. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations.
A first for Coolio, I think, hearing his name chanted while he gives the post-match interview. Sigh of relief from the coach after that. Ancient happy with the way that his team got into it after that first map.
Yeah, and I think it was important for them. It was important for them naturally to win the game. That goes without saying, but also the fashion they did it in. 13-7, 13-8. Nathan, they left no room, for doubt in regards to who were the better team. So I don't know how you feel about that from a player perspective or now that you're working with a team, but I feel like there's different ways of winning, right? You can win a game where you're not playing well, where you're never feeling comfortable, where you're almost walking away from the game thinking, oh, we got lucky right here. Or you can win a game like Foot did on the following two maps where you're in control, you're playing well, and you kind of take that confidence and I guess belief in your own abilities into the next one.
Yeah, it's something that we talked about actually after the first map where it was Ancient and Magic won, but we still felt that Foot was the better team, that with the map world they were going to be better. If Magic would have won that first map, 13-4, 13-5, something very, very convincing, you have a strong case for them to upset them properly on Anubis and then going 13-11, 13-10, just getting those edges everywhere. But you could see there were gaps where, and I'm very glad that we talked about it this way as well, that we're agreeing with Coolio that was on the stage. We see the same thing. They were giving too much space, they were not being aggressive enough, they were not taking those entries, they were not there.
They'll try and facilitate the plant with that. Scuttles it into the site.
They don't have a kid.
It's going to expose him. Yeah, booked. Carrigan denied the plant. Keeping them at arm's length, using those rifles at range. Oh, Odyssey's put a deagle in your brain. Yukinda's gone. Kiyosuke, okay. Everyone's got a dirty dig on this grand final stage. Kiyosuke and Monacy just running around like it's a pug. Holy.
Nothing for Fallen to do here right now, but to counter over towards CT Spawn and hope he gets to hold on to this. The Pug Gods combining right now. You've gone home turf, given a Mirage, the major stage, and they are delivering absolute bangers. They pick out what they can. They're going to get out of dodge, and they're going to get double digits first. Falcons flying high after what felt like a fumble.
Please, Mr. Production, can I see those again, please? A shrug from the kid. He knows he's done him dirty there. What is this? Oh, I don't understand. And again, not just once, but twice. The lightning strikes in the cathedral.
Third timeout call from Furia. Just a casual day. Just another Sunday. I identify there's no mid push, no underpass push as Alice, that's the place. Tessas has to deal with this.
Oh, he's nailed it. He's absolutely nailed it. How's he got two there? Perfect pre-aim, mechanical ability. Holodoy needed a clean one. His position now noted. They've got 25 to find this finish, and that Molly's going to make his life miserable. Forced into the fight on Monacy. K Serato alone versus 5. Gives it his best shot, and run down by Kiyosuke. Falcons up to 11, and they break serve.
No kit, no AWP. Lots of problems. 3 mid-smoke start. That's telling of space. Oh, this is fast. This is going to be an A clampdown. Kiyosuke in through con smoke and the A splitting.
Got 3 bodies here from Furia. Kiyosuke is unable to drive forward K Serato. You got Tessas down. Or rather, Yukinda onto Carrigan, but there's Nico gone as well. They've managed to hold on to this A site comfortably. Monacy getting a run-up down by Molodoy. Double kill from Yukinda, and Molodoy retrieving an AWP for Freeze. Nice. It's a long road back into Mirage.
This time more of a default spread.
Monacy on the prowl. Good angle from K Serato, avoids that AWP bullet. There's a fight for Yukinda on his terms. Flashed in by K Serato, and he dips. Scathed, but survives. Can they operate without Kiyosuke? Can Carrigan find anything? He goes for a risky move, hope to find a timing. Yuri gets a freebie in the back.
Nobody home.
Nico's coming back to join this. It will be an A play.
So much uncertainty and so little time. Clearing their corners. Attention drawn. Tessus boosting it up. Nico, this is good. Yakinda has no idea. Serato adjusts. And there's a fury around. Modesty down. They get another.
All 5 staying alive. This is how a comeback begins. Smoke an invitation to move ever closer. Staging area. Oof. And that HE would have been nuclear.
Fallen there, though. They will just run straight past him. Okay, trade available. Fallen, not bad. 2 onto the USP! Oh, he gets 4! Fallen, a little smile creeps onto his face after that one. This utility to try and force their hand into Monacy's orb. Will Monadoy give Monacy what he's looking for? Just away and into the angle. Monadoy prevails. That one is necessary to keep this CT comeback flowing. .28 and counting. Bomb scooped up. Back of Carrigan. Assembles his troops towards the B side. Fallen's got backup on the way. Nico going to be trying to find the flank, and there's Fallen's orb. In 2026, one on the flank. Tessus into the site. They're not ready for Fallen with a goddamn knife. He's taking him, but the bomb goes down anyway. We got a 2-on-2, folks. Does Mirage end here? Yuri and Yakinda are a mile away. It's got to be perfect. Yuri taking his sweet time, time ticking, time they just simply don't have. Falcons for Mirage. Yuri, the last man standing. No time for this clutch. Too many corners, too many targets. Falcons take map 1.
The opening incision found. Map 1 on the board. 10 years in the making. Is this the time Nico's story changes? Well, we're just getting started.
You can't pick your opponents. The Falcons have only taken down the best.
Oh, Kiyasuke catches straight bullet from the Glock of Monadoy at range. Doesn't deter him from going for a look, and he nearly caught Yakinda. Doesn't hit the headshot.
By the sword. How by the sword? Those are the plays that Kiyasuke and Monacy were making. The electric counter-strike, the explosive nature. Carrigan on his own with a lot of work to do.
What's his reaction when Yakinda throws that Molotov?
Gonna have to swing to win.
Fight or flight. Elects for the latter.
It's all a ruse. It's drawing the rotation.
Yep, this is the fight. Oh, the pre-aim great from Monacy. A clawback kill. They're accelerating canals. Monacy strings together the double, but they surge forward.
Nico heard them.
He knows what's up. He's going to be there quicker than they may anticipate. It's Fallen and Serato, the professor and his most loyal student. That's a good shot. Has Nico reeling. Monacy partners up.
Carrigan's got the kit.
Battle on 2 fronts here, Chad. Carrigan with that kit. Fallen to take it away. Does so with a quick double. He's caught in the open. Nico able to take him down. 2-on-2. Serato doesn't want to overplay his hand. They don't have the kit. Monacy's got the headshot. Oh, he's done it again. The kid keeps on delivering.
Nothing found, but the comms you can see just flowing at an all-time high for Falcons right now. They are locked in.
Chunky onto Yuri.
Want to test this A site. They're playing retake on B. There will be so many bodies to deal with this.
You play forward on this? Surely Tessus is going to chop off your head. Okay, just the one. A trade from Yakinda necessary, but he needs more. And it's Nico that goes swinging. Runs down Yakinda, maintains control. They're going to commit. Blocked by the smoke. What do you do at 40 seconds? Maybe the space from Fallen could be a difference maker. Just the Tech 9 for the former champion. A hope and a prayer that he goes overlooked on this sweep. Instead, fouled by Kiyasuke. Monacy flushed out. He still gets 1. You're in trouble, Monadoy. No time for this. And no head.
Another slow start into map number 2. Out of the play as the beast fit starting to take shape.
This is pressure for Carrigan. Is the B site a vulnerability? Is it something that Furia can exploit? Or can Carrigan hold his bomb site? He's got the help of Nico, Kiyosuke. Carrigan's gone, so is Kiyosuke. Nico trapped behind the smoke, unable to contribute. Furia have found a vulnerability. A crack in the armor.
Deep CT smoke, that might just signal this. Gaps around it, a chance to take a look, but Furia will not overstep the mark. They've got the man advantage times 2.
We're gonna give it a look. Tessus goes swinging on it, finds a clean headshot onto Yakinda. There's Nico, Serato bided his time, playing around the pillar. Nothing for Nico here, Serato ensures it. Furia on the board. That one feels necessary. Don't forget what Sid was saying. He wants T rounds, and they need a lot of them.
Starting a whole lot earlier than Mirage.
More often than not, he's in the right place at the right time.
Tiger's going to try and push this. They're going to search forward in middle.
This looks brutal. This looks deadly. Carrigan up close. Nico to provide the trade. He does find the headshot necessary. Dips back around the wall just in time.
Playing retake B again. Yasuko deep towards CT. Nico able to respond out the hole quickly. And Serato looking to apply a bit of pressure over towards the A site. He has no util, so we'll have to do it with his body and bullets.
Tessa spotted out towards the cake, drops in.
No rotation drawn.
He is vulnerable. He cannot afford to go down, or the A site is lost. Serato's provided. That's one hell of an opener. The reaction from Nico. Easy pick for Yakinda. Gets him in the back of the head. Yakinda not dead. Monacy's whiffed one. Gets run down by the Kalash.
Kisuke's here.
He is. Pushing through the smoke, covered by Molodoi, gets it, but the bomb goes down, and so does the round. Furia of Yakinda to thank. Triple kill.
2 heavy hitters from map number 1.
Pressure from Yakinda. It's Kiyosuke's responsibility. He wants to flash and fight a head-to-head. Kiyosuke wins out control. Maintains control of his territory as they come right into the crosshairs of Serato. Deadly for the first. Kiyosuke holds his ground for 1. Monacy's low, wounded on the B site. Fallen, trying to chase him down. In the meantime, Karrigan finding Yuri. We fall into this 3-on-3. It's Nico borrowed onto the A site in the absence of Tessus.
The molly.
He the mantle. He's forced into this fight. Monacy, or Molodoi primed and ready. Step in the right direction. You don't want to mess this one up. Karrigan swings on in, looking for something, finds nothing. Now that bomb can be planted, and it's Monacy on low HP. Demanded to come up, clutch a missed shot, that might be it. He knows he needed to hit the first to start to string them together.
Olin's already trying to cut him off with the pass. He's started straight through Canal. He's in through E-Box, and he's making sure that Monacy cannot hold on to this all. There's 2,900 loss bonus into the next. We had the same conversation back on Mirage. Hold on to this or you won't get it again. At least not into the next round of play.
You just got to take calculated guesses as to where this hunt comes from. Serato might get this info on the Orb's location. He's already passed the sight lines of Monacy, but he's quick on this trigger. Moves 1. Holding on to his AWP. Seems to have found a path, but is straight into a Tech 9. Surely a dead man. Molodoi makes it so. Leaves with 3 kills. Access to the A site granted by the sniper.
Look, Smoke B is going to apply a lot of pressure to Karrigan. How does he want to deal with this?
Great distracts, and it's Nico that destructs. Yakinda! He pivots into 2! There's another available. Tessus quick on the clawback. They've lost the sight. This is super uncomfortable now for Falcons. The bomb can be planted. Yakinda's done a beautiful work. Tessus versus Fall in the first fight. Stays dynamic, stays nimble. That's Fallen. And that's the round. Furious steal another.
Again, looking to brutalize this B site. Case
I'm sorry to interrupt you for that. What's your name? Who are you here to see? Are you a flawless fan?
Yeah, for sure. These are veteran squads, Brazilian players. For me, it's really special to be here, seeing Fallen players. So I'm really happy to be here.
Do you think that Furia can win the Esports World Cup?
For sure. For sure. For me, we will get revenge like Furia versus Falcons in the final. I hope so. We will win this tournament. I hope so.
All right, one more time. Furia fans, vamos a hacer barullo. Make some noise. These guys are up next.
Lou and Ian, I will trade you jobs right now. It looks like a party out there in the audience, but we got to talk about the team that is going to have to deal with all of the noise. Aurora is coming in as the underdog tonight. Yanko, they did walk away, though, with a 2-0 victory to get into this matchup.
Yeah, Aurora is exactly where they want to be. No one's talking about it, right? All eyes are on Furia. They're the main favorite on that side of the bracket. And yes, this is a rematch of the semifinal of the major, but a completely different Aurora this time around. From a full Turkish squad to an international team, bringing in Kiksan and Jimpat. And, you know, after a rocky start in the best of 1, they were able to come back in the best of 3s and book a playoff spot.
And looking at this matchup specifically, I think if you're taking the side of Aurora, this is maybe one of those matches where you want to be seeing a little bit of, you know, the potential this lineup can have in the future, right? But looking at the fact that they've only been together for a couple of weeks, it's too early to take on a beast like Furia in this regard. And I think it's also, you know, they know that themselves, right? It will require a hell of a match from the Aurora player to take in. There's a lot of talent in this given matchup, right? But in the end, I think Furia they have things settled for themselves already. I think they are too drilled together, and it's going to be a difficult one for Aurora.
This is very interesting, Chris, because for Aurora, right, last year and a half, always making the playoffs, choking the playoffs, right, with that squad. Like, their level would always fall off. They'll still have the Turkish core, right, but they bring in Kixan and Jimmy. Is that going to change the complexity of the squad? Is it going to bring us something else? Because the thing with Fury on the other side is, if they're on their good game, they show a good face, it's going to be a 2-0 for them. But if they've been very inconsistent this year. Now, they can very easily lose this game if they don't show up ready to play.
I love that you called out that this is a team of new countrymen. You've got 3 Turkish still on the lineup. Dupree, you played alongside all 4 Danes in the past. What is it like, though, when you bring in new blood?
It's always, it's always going to bring a little bit of, honeymoon period, hopefully, but also creates a little bit more belief in the team. But it's always going to be difficult when you turn into becoming an international team because communication and everything needs to be worked out, and it's not just something you work out in a couple of days.
One of the new stars added to the roster is Kixan, and he joined us behind the scenes.
We are down in the Aurora booth where I just so happened to bump into Kixan ahead of his matchup versus Furia. Let's reflect a bit on the group stage first of all, though. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being absolutely horrible, 10 being the best you've ever seen, how would you rate Aurora's form so far here?
I would say maybe 6. I think we can do much better. I mean, we won enough games to qualify to the playoffs, but it was not some of the top 5 teams in the world. Let's say we played a bit lower teams, and also I think there's a lot of things to improve, especially because we're a new team. So I'm happy with the wins, but I think we can do much better.
I was reading the interview that Woksik did with, I believe, HLTV the other day, where he was saying himself, you and Ash, very similar mindset. So I just wanted to ask of some examples that you've seen of you guys kind of being on the same page.
I think Woksik is an operator that wants to be active, he wants to be aggressive, and he wants to do things. And I'm not sure how much he did it in the past. Maybe for a while he was a bit more passive for some reason, but I instantly understood what kind of player he is, and I think he is really happy to be doing these things. So that's definitely one of the things that we have the same mindset about.
When we're comparing the Aurora roster to your previous Falcons roster, I think it's fair to say that there's maybe some less vocal players in this Aurora versus Falcons. How does that affect your calling?
Well, maybe it's a bit easier in a way now because I have, bigger voice. There's still some other voices in the team, like Santares is obviously an experienced player and he has a strong opinion about some things, but it's definitely less voices than Falcons. So in a way, it's a bit easier for me because now I can do my thing in an easier way, let's say.
When we're looking at your matchup today, first of all, we were obviously all watching that bracket draw show. Tell me your reaction to being on the upper side of the bracket.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to dodge all the top teams. I'm joking. I think Furia is a top team, obviously. They're top 3 right now, I think. And I played them a lot when I was in Falcons. Last year, I think they won against us every time. And this year, I think we won every time when I was in Falcons. So it's been some mixed results and always close games. So I definitely expect a good game today and a close one, and I think small details will decide the winner.
Just one final question, if I may, touching upon that. You faced them 3 times this year with Falcons, beat them all 3 times. How different is it going to be, though, with this composition of players?
I'm not sure. I haven't played against Furia with this team, but I know that in the past they struggled, so Furia has won many times against the old Aurora, so hopefully we change it today.
Thank you so much for your time, Kixan. That is Aurora ready to take to the stage.
Furia could be an apex predator, but this is an unpredictable foe. Let's take a look at our vetoes, what made it through, and expectations. Gentlemen, we are less than a minute to the stage.
We have a shocker in the veto. Both teams used to veto Ancient, Aurora. This time, Pixet, they both tried to gamble with it. No Inferno, no Anubis, so that's going to be a huge sort of gamble from the side of Aurora. Okay. They need to capitalize on that if they want to win this series.
Dupree?
Yeah, I think they feel the pressure, and that's why they feel like they're the underdog. They have to take it somewhere where they can make Furia feel uncomfortable. So, yeah, Ancient is a gamble, but maybe it will pay off.
Are we getting to a game 3, Yanko? Yes or no?
No.
Not getting to a game 3. He's calling a 2-0 for the Brazilians. Let us know how you see this one playing out in the chat. It is time for your second round of the 16 battle.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back at the STC Arena and things are about to get crazy. But Ian, what have you stolen again?
This is the crushed, shattered key of Astralis. Now, every team that comes here to the Esports World Cup gets a key, and they want to slot it in the center of this trophy and hoist it in the air at the Accor Arena on Sunday night. But unfortunately, that can't be the case for everybody. Who's going to lose next?
Well, I don't know for which team is going to lose, but what I am sure about is that there's a team that is going to be walking to that stage with an entire nation behind them. So it's going to be hard for their opponents to beat them, Ian.
Absolutely. Let's welcome our next team looking to punch their ticket into the quarterfinals. Please welcome Furia! In case you didn't notice, they've got the crowd support behind them. A nation of passion. And they have been unbeaten on their road to the playoffs and fresh from the first major grand final in this organization's history. With Fallen in his final season, Brazil's Giants are fighting to make this run last all the way to the trophy.
And to a great team, there needs to be a great opponent. Aurora Gaming! They were one series from the EWC crown last year in Riyadh, but now rebuilt, reloaded, and back with unfinished business. The Turkish firepower meets a new international core, and Aurora are here to finish what this badge started last year, and they are not afraid of the Brazilian crowd.
It's Furia versus Aurora. Only one spot in the playoffs is available. The other will see their key shattered.
A refreshed Aurora looking for a rematch, looking for revenge here in the playoffs. And a Furia with all eyes on them and an open side of the bracket where anything can truly happen. The gloves are off tonight here at EWC. Ancient insta-ban in the highest stakes match yet. And I'm here with Chad Birchall. Ancient Chad, did you see that coming?
I love it from Aurora. Retooled, ready to go. Kixon and Jimmy, they know how this map functions. For Aurora, the core, they've played it a handful of times. And for Furia on the other side, a total of 3. 2 of them, they've tried to pull it out against Vitality. Once it worked, once it didn't. Chengdu and Rio. And today, to see that as the first map of the series, I agree with the desk. Furia, if they can take this away from Aurora, they might just be able to run away with the series 2-0.
Isn't that still an if, right? Furia's form, not exactly certified coming into this season. We don't know what to expect, right? Just a couple of weeks ago, they were losing online matches, and now they're here in the playoffs, and everyone's saying, like Cologne, they've got to go all the way.
Yeah, well, win of a wild card and then a 2-1 series against 9Z to get them here to the round of 16. For Aurora, on the other hand, a loss to Big on Cash, and then 2 2-0s, M80 and GG How. You'd say that's a relatively easy run. So I take a look at this Aurora team, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. The earlier stages of the tournament, I covered off the M80 game, and Zentaris walks it with Cardia. The Turkish core extremely aggressive. Jimmy's been playing great. And Kixon in a position where, well, you remember 2023, you remember Apex, you remember Paris. This is where Kixon, as the in-game leader, kind of made a little bit of a name for himself, at least as far as my book. So let's see how he gets off to the calling today.
That's a good point, Chad. Underdogs and upsets here in Paris, and maybe a playoff bracket with more in store. But we're going to have to see if Furia can do what everyone expects them to do. For me, I still can't get away from this Ancient, right? You mentioned Furia playing it twice, both against Vitality, and of course the old Aurora roster doing it. They managed to take it to Vitality into multiple overtimes, a Zywoo 50 bomb. We had Wicardia looking really good on that map, but the fact that they now have a new in-game leader, new ideas, and a reliable piece in Jimmy who's been stepping up, I think this one's going to be a little more than Furia are ready for today.
Yeah, and I think this with Furia, as you take a look at the side of the bracket, the favorite once again, but we already know who they have to take on it. It's G2, right? And they're no joke. I think seeing Wrinkle a little bit more in the team today, getting to see him across a few more maps, you can see what they're looking for in that balance of voices that Saw was hoping to achieve, but that is for later stages. Right now, we've got the teams, they're completing their huddles, they're taking their seats, and we are getting ready to get this one underway. I'm also curious to see if there's going to be changes, right? Because if you're Aurora, you know that you have this option. You're such a green team that taking a risk like this, you're already doing a lot more on the fly than you would be. So I'm curious to see the complexion once we get to their CT side, but it's all eyes on Kixon to facilitate these aggressive rifles of Zentaras and Wakadia on this T side.
Well, we're getting ready here. Ancient coming down the pipeline for our first map of the day. We're live in Paris. We've got the fans going crazy on the Furia side of things. Are we ready, Paris? Oh, we'll warm them up. We'll warm in.
If Fury is winning, I'm sure they'll be making some noise.
The drums aren't stopping, that's for sure.
A buy for Furia. We've got a smoke and a kit for Yuri. Smoke and a flash for Fallen. Dual Berettas for Molodoid. This looks like very... Oh, look at the CT setup. Nobody B. Oh, KK Serrato.
What a gamble, and they're going straight into it.
Water's warm.
Kinder waiting, the jump does put him off, but gets one at least, and that will send them further into the belly of the beast. 2 kills come through here from Aurora, but in the sight is the bomb committed. It needs the kill, and it will find one. Molodoy dropped from Wakadia with a triple kill, and suddenly, despite the well-placed pistol start, Furia are left to just Yuri.
Cutting off the rotation right now. Wakadia is going to take the bomb and over towards B. Woxic has this covered. You'd think.
He's heard the steps. He knows Yuri hasn't crossed out yet, but ooh, a little shadow shown, and Yuri gets a chance to take his 1v1.
And
Hit available. Where's Wakadia gotten to? He hasn't moved a muscle with this cave plant. He stands in the sight.
Cheeky.
Yuri takes his time. Uncertain. Peeking out. Wakadia, a shot from death, and Yuri is patient. He will wait for that kill to come to him. Shaky Wakadia needs the instant kill, and he'll find it. 4 kills in the round for Wakadia, and Aurora somehow win that pistol.
Now this man doing the heavy lifting coming into today. He's the lowest rated player of this Turkish roster, or Turkish core at EWC so far.
Well, in that one game we mentioned against Vitality, he was the top performer by quite a mile as well. So maybe feeling some comfort here on Ancient, more so than the other Turks on his team.
It felt like Woxic may have fumbled that one right there. But Wakadia makes good, and the Brazilian fans not happy with that. CT side force buy, and the stack in the right place again.
Wow, will that work this time? SMGs and 5.7s. 4 players in this site. It doesn't look like Aurora want to do too much first. They're just going to pop in. It's heavy cave, though. Trapped inside by the Molotov. They force the kill, but they lose the sight. Back behind Long, still a player waiting, but Aurora have taken space right back. There's a lot of chaos here with these smokes down. Even Xantaras runs into his teammate's nade, but they do get in a post plant.
Woxic could have this, shouldn't he?
2 players back turn. Easy stuff, but only one and then done. Molodoy moves in as well. 3v2, and the clock is nowhere near ticked. Aurora need to battle their way out of this post plant. Wakadia once again trying to save the day, and I think he just might. 2 kills deep, plays that plant, runs away with the nade, but Molodoy doesn't have a kit. He needs to force this kill. Wakadia on the other side this time, and with the bomb almost gone, Molodoy feels like his chance is up, his time is up, and Wakadia back-to-back clutches put Aurora in position.
7-1 right now for Wakadia, and a smile on the face tells the story. He's been put under pressure in those rounds. 2 moments from Woxic where it feels like he should have done more, but Wakadia will bail them out, and there's actually going to be a hero M4 coming into this next round. In a few games, we have actually seen Furia on this map. I'm curious to see if the CT side setup is going to change at all. Yuri over towards B-Long, Yakinder and Cave. Fallen and Case right in middle with the support of Molodoy.
Well, we certainly don't know much yet with 2 full stacks. And the gun round, not now. As Aurora go back to the same thing, all 5 players together.
Caserado has been in some of his best form here. He's fouled Furia out in a couple of the games with some big performances. Rotation migrating over. Fallen has flashes. Eyes on that.
Aurora's doing a lot of pops now, just getting into this B site for free. Furia might come through this smoke with those aforementioned flashes, and nades do land. Not bad. 2 players on half, but I mean, we're talking rifles with pistols. Okay, Serato considering a save, but he's going to need his men to run on in off those flashes. They didn't even go. It's too little, it's too late. Locked down behind the smokes. Serato may as well get out of dodge.
correct, right? Because it's T-side Ancient, the AWP, it only has a few options available, so...
AWP for now. Woxic did say for his, though, as we remember. Molodoi CT side just kind of sat back in Donut a lot of the time, rotated around A with Fallen, being that extra piece of B if needed, but Woxic, wonder what he's got in store. I feel like this is the kind of guy who's going to be peeking down ramp.
Missed their red smoke again. That one's gone off in T-spawn.
You're joking.
Nope. Okay, Serrato's telling a B-rush right now, and an opener's going to do it. That's a whole lot of convincing.
Side of the smoke, but they break it open. He sees 2 more players, and maybe Cotton's onto a 3rd, so Furia better run. They better go right now.
So much util to start blocking.
Oh, this is a lockout. Doors are shut on this round. Bomb open, but Santaris doesn't get that kill off. Flash buys the couple of seconds needed to put the numbers in. Molodoi is just min-maxing here with a Molotov, not letting them through on any ground. There are still more nades in play.
Oh, where that came from, huh?
The Molly, they're pushing Temple, Aurora.
You have to call it off.
Yeah, there's just no time. Re-smoked in CT, you're not winning this. Hits on Woxic. Kicks in as well, but he's actually hanging out for something sneaky. Careful, buddy. He's going to let them go. Surely not. They're all still here, going for maximum damage. Good double from Kixon, but everybody in the site, they might be dead to bomb.
Now they can live just here. This is all good in the hood. They've been doing their homework, and, well, Furia will take the lead.
Some of it. Can't believe it. Well,
no way they can live with the bomb, but we can't let a red smoke. All right.
How are we missing red smokes?
They're clearly not playing pugs on it either, are they? Great from K-Serrato.
Have they hit a red smoke? I think 1.
1? Well, actually, that might be charitable. I'm not sure.
I think 1 out of 5.
So the saves, the loss bonus, another gun round for Aurora.
Okay, Molodoi got that one in. 4 on B. Aurora are making the play. And now some 2 flashes as well. All very close. Aurora, after putting pressure on, pull back to B. Rest of Furia walking down middle.
If they can get the AWP in red and he can control... Okay.
Which AWP? This one, gone. K-Serrato hits his, yet again, on this line.
He's doing his best Wicardio impression right now, 20 kills deep.
He was a solo carrier of that first half. It just didn't feel like enough to do anything. Now it is. Wicardio, though. You said get the AWP in red. That was meant to be why. Wicardio is able to dodge back to the B side, and Yakinda can block. Bombs in A main. Wicardio is out of commission. He's got to rely on luck as these players cross in. That nade goes in deep, and Yakinda spams him through the smoke. So consider this one done. It's Jimmy, 4 and 10 in Donut against all of Furia. He's not been able to find fights in the CT side. It's looking like his worst map yet.
And just be the save again. The max loss bonus, sure, there'll be another gun round. Don't you worry about that, but this is getting away from them quick. What a landslide of rounds. A flash, oh, just missed the mark, and that'll give Jimmy a kill, so he can start adding more to that tally. There's his 5th. I think we're talking about how the opening kills were going in the favor of Furia in the first half, and they weren't converting rounds. Well, they continue to go in their favor now into the second half, and they are. Jimmy trying to hold on to this, going to get chased down. Oh, losing 2 guns. Kixon removed from the piece as well.
It feels unnecessary for Kixon to be hanging around as well. Look at the money. It's really not in a great place.
Because Antares can drop. Wakati can buy himself. Jimmy the same. So could have had full rifles and the util if he had held on to that one.
We're 6 rounds deep into this second half, and Aurora have nothing to show for it. This was an 8-4 lead.
It's funny seeing K-Serrato as the most aggressive piece on this T side. Normally it's your Kinders of the world, but K-Serrato is just being thrown in. A bit of freedom, showing that he's got some diversity to the playbook as well.
Fury just walking into Red Room. Middle has not really been a factor of this map. A lot of respect on these donut smokes. Santaris spams K-Serrato. That's through elbow. K-Serrato tries to get activated in middle, and now Aurora sit back with a 5-on-4 for once. a must-win round. And he's back in his aim, just staying in middle.
Only a round where it feels like they actually have a bit of a read on the situation. They're not just being outmaneuvered or faked out by one man in an entry kill.
That's it. That's a sure smoke. They walk it all the way back. Furia have been doing a lot of shifting around the map on this T side, and so trying to regain lost ground.
I ask myself how this can go wrong.
Missed shot for Woxic.
Jimmy has the smoke to block.
I think Woxic is missing this though. Unless he can't see a thing. Making it a bit difficult on this A site. That donut smoke as well. It's going to block Furia, and with no entry out A, they're kind of locked out here. That kill might change things.
Bomb's loose.
Yeah, he's still got a kill before he departed. Wicardia puts us in a 4-on-2. I think Furia, I mean, they don't need to save. They've got the money, but where's the easy way in? That donut smoke fading, reconsidering now. Into Jimmy they go. Are they even going to try and put this down? 10 seconds. They've got to get this kill instantaneously. No noise made, no position revealed. Smoke on the bomb. And it will come in. Yuri gets that frag. I think he's just got it. Oh, nice shot for Woxic. Yuri surely too much to handle. A 1v3, 4 health, and nowhere to hide. Aurora taking this one low and slow. But in the open, that fade will come out of nowhere, and that's a mid-air shot for Woxic with the P2K.
Smiling face there as well. A couple of important ones for him. Doubles up in that round, and finally we get an Aurora CT side round on the board.
Ridiculous shot.
We draw it back to just that one-round game, but there's no issues. You were pointing out the finances there. Furia have more than enough to buy. They have multiple buys available. This is the opening kill. Put a leash on K Serato, who's 6-3 in that department. This one here, if it wasn't Wicardia getting that kill and then traded, I think that round's on.
Yeah. Definitely cooled off here in Cave.
Aurora know they need to win multiple rifle rounds to humble the finances of Furia, and fortunately for them, if they can do that, we're at the tail end of this. That red smoke landed.
We're getting there. Cave as well. Furia, something more gung-ho, up the ramp. Orb covers the line. Kicks in, locked in the corner. Not looking like he wants to give this away, but Yakinda's come hunting into B. Look how deep he's gotten. Kixon just swings out, surprise, surprise. Yakinda caught unawares. Kixon surely no more than one, but there's a support. Rotation in, Jimmy gets almost a double. It's Molodoi, thank you very much. And a 2v3 with that smoke down. Molodoi's going to put the bomb in.
But luckily.
Got more util. Do not count Molodoi and K Serato out of this 2v3.
They might want to play it
Torres'
together
smoke
though.
feels necessary to keep the pressure
Although
on.
the plant isn't open, so wouldn't be much of an
Molodoi,
issue.
big block. Santaris is just going to go through. He didn't even tick. They don't even know. Molodoi still hits his shot.
Great,
Cardio also ahead of this fire. K Serato in a clutch. This time is very low. They don't have a smoke for the bomb. A well-placed headshot on one of these players could be a problem. He's looking for the fight. Smoke picked off Santaris' body. They're sticking it in the open. There is no
The battlefighter there, I think they found that smoke off Santaris' corpse, able to get that on the bomb just in time, and that was necessary.
What a climb that one.
So just getting by with consecutive rounds now on the CT side, but with one man staying alive, the bomb going down, the pressure there. Furia still in the driver's seat with the buys.
Terrifying that Wicardia almost lets Woxic take that final bullet. That is as close as they come. 10-10 and back-to-back rounds. You said it yourself. They need to break the money with multiple buy rounds. Aurora are looking to do just that. Looking for a late resurgence here on this CT side.
It could even be buy rounds down the stretch. Right, we're looking at 2,400 loss bonus either way. If they keep getting into sights, getting the bomb down, they might be able to buy out the remainder of this, but you need to break Aurora the other way. Donut smoke, red smoke, cave smoke, everything you want to show we're fighting for mid control. Oh, they're giving this up. Look at the amount of flashes thrown in for mid space.
So much control here. It's fair that Aurora don't want the fight.
When you use so much utility to get this space, if you're not going to do anything with it, are you hoping they come back for a re-clear? Walk into A, Woxig's orb. Trained on the line from Temple. We'll have the support of Jimmy from Donut. As Yuri tries to sell something over towards B.
We'll give Woxig a brief warning. Still needs to nail this 5v4 as they get ready to swing out of this main position. Woxig dialed in on the line. Ooh, right under the crosshair.
Missed the shot.
Now they've got a sight. Jimmy at times has been extremely passive, and he's going to need to be because they're coming for him, looking for this clear. Queserato converts that spray by the skin of his teeth, and there is nothing in this sight until Xantares comes through the smoke. Molotov does not let him get away with it. And with Woxig locked out at Temple and bombed down, man up, I don't know how Aurora get back in.
Might have to be safe, but the finances aren't there. Just a 1v1 in the last. They can't down to the defuse. You're going to need these guns going forward. Looks like they're going to relent and give this one over. I'm going to risk the man disadvantage on the retake. Woxig said if he can take something with him. Risky move.
He wants to take the
money's
orb,
not
but
really there. If he had gone down and lost that orb, very unlikely he gets an opportunity to wield it into the next. So, what felt like a decent setup for Aurora there was just Jimmy getting isolated towards Donut and no help available.
And there's been times where Jimmy's just kind of locked out of these rounds, but he also just hasn't put up kills when he needs to. The only way they can maintain a foothold is with Donut there. But a nice late mid-lug from Queserato. His 22nd kill. Shooting higher than Wicardia now. Taken back for Furia.
Sure.
Nuke up next. That's Furia's map pick. How many twists and turns we got left in this one?
Shocking to imagine Furia could win this map off the back of that CT side and off of some of the missed utility in the second half. But they are in the prime position, and this is the perfect time to call this hit. Look at the smokes. Down they go into this site. It is empty. Playing ahead of the smoke, Aurora, 2 players, full flash, getting run down, and there is nowhere to hide here in the Donut. Jimmy calling for support in the form of Kixon through spawn and break on the smoke, keeps the round alive. More than they bargained for sure, as Woxig connects the dots. And Aurora are still here on Ancient.
Yeah, good response time and selflessness there, right? They play ahead of that Donut smoke, but the CT slip comes through, an important double there from Kixon.
I think realizing that they can't just sit back anymore on their laurels, they can't save any more rounds on the CT side, they've got to just go for it. Hero play from Kixon.
I think Yukinda should have that first one dead to rights with how flash they were, but this is a big move from the leader, and then the orb just punishes them.
And what felt like arguably the best set piece Furia have shown in this map falls flat on its face. Holodoy's orb, Fallen's Tech 9, all in the same round, and more pace behind this push. Yukinda does not miss this time around.
That's the Na'Vi move. He used that earlier in this tournament.
Straight through cave, connecting for Woxig, who is keeping this game alive in this second half.
Bloodlust there from Yukinda.
Xantares, it's got to be tempting to go back up heaven. Position known. Good nade, but they're in elbow smoke as well. Oh, he pulls the pistol. Yikes. 4v3 now. Desperate play, but Jimmy is just not having a good day. Fallen rips his head off.
They could convert on advantages.
And Woxig, he may want to save this round, but it feels unsalvageable.
Playing at a different pace also.
No smoke down.
Oh, if only he can flick. Oh!
Woxig
Nice
dancing
flick,
with death,
nice
taking
flick.
Fallen out with a break as well. Queserato's in the orb.
Oh!
Woxig will not miss.
Holodoy's on his own.
3 kills deep. He's scared of the flank. He's got kicks and backing him up now. Late in middle is Yuri. Woxig needs a new mag.
If they do it fast, they can get to the side.
Yuri wants to find that timing, but him v kicks and clearing. And Yuri has timed it to
No,
perfection.
probably not.
Sneaking in, Aurora trying to drag back an
great
unbreakable
timing,
round, and
great
Kixon
timing.
falling on his own. Smoke kit, no chance. Molotov hits his. And despite Woxic's best efforts, that is Furia taking that point.
You just look at that Xantares moment, right? That has to just be a miss click on the keyboard there. You're quick changing away in a fight like that.
Makes me think of the shot from Roof on Nuke in the major playoffs, but in the worst way.
This was great from Woxic. He knows he has to make a play. He's able to make that so difficult. And Yuri, he could have definitely continued into that fight, but wants to play out the numbers, and respectfully so.
Nice, guys. Nice.
Can they close it in regulation? Sid hopes so. Takes the tactical timeout, has the conversation, knows that they should have the better of the bye with the back and forth nature of this one down the stretch. A couple of SMGs, an AWP, and 2 M4s limited on the util. So whatever the opening move is from Aurora, if they want to go aggressive, they need to capitalize on the block. Having one flash to try and set yourself up for swings, this is not going to be easy to defend against. Do Furia take it slow? Do they let you bleed out all these nades first and then turn the screws, or do they want to try and head it with pace once more?
Even bigger flick. Finds that first kill. Okay, Serato's still out in the middle, but Mordoy is just throwing his life on the line. Double entry. The whole time, Jimmy's baiting in this corner, but Furia don't have middle. This position right now, not giving Aurora anything. Really hoped that they would overheat off those entries and keep pushing up middle, but instead, it's just left him locked in place. Woxic has had some round-saving shots on this map. Might need to come up again. Jimmy has a cross. Yukinda giving it a little peek, but Woxic still finds that trade. This round is still alive. Skin of their teeth. Kicks on an SMG.
He's coming to B.
This is the bomb. Going in first.
Nothing.
And that feels like that's enough.
Furia is taking this.
Moldoy running back. Woxic
Furia is taking
Ancient.
Ancient.
No kit, smoke in your face. And despite an 8-4 lead for Aurora off their T side, it is Furia who come up clutch. They close it out. All the way back from the brink of defeat on this surprise Ancient Furia steal.
And this is where the conversation about the veto shifts. Now it seems desperate. Now it seems like a risk taken because you didn't feel like you were in the series. It's Nuke up next. You have K-Serrano off the leash, a beast.
As we spoke about, Nathan, if Mouse wants to be a team, we're holding the same conversation as Na'Vi, as Furia, as potentially a Team Spirit, then having Spinks playing his best brand of Counter-Strike is needed.
The other things we talked about, the core players we know are going to delivered. They were present, they did what they had to do. And then at the end stages, that's when PR started working a bit more, taking the second
them reacting to Gamer Legion. Part of that, and obviously a big part of that, is the fact they've lost the opening kill in these 2 rounds. That's got to be the conversation if you're Mouse, if you take a timeout and you're Cyclone, is we need to play these 5v5s, you know, more than just the first 20 seconds of the rounds. It's giving Gamer Legion all the freedom to navigate the map and pick and choose their point of attack. So round 17. 2 weapons brought over by Mouse. Couple weapons dropped over for another strong buy, but they're getting real beat up in quite a stretch. Second timeout taken by the Mouse defense.
Yeah, not happy with this performance at all. To think they started 6-1, they've won 2 rounds since then. And they were the pistol in the second round here. They kick off this second half.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like there's been 100 reasons I could have given you for Mouse just being able to roll, steamroll, and pop off and close that map after the start. But Gamer Legion admirably has fought back in such a big way. I mean, and to be fair, it's like, this is what we wanted. This is the Gamer Legion we kind of expected to be at Cologne. One with a little bit of grit, a little bit of tenacity to stick around in games, and enough danger to keep things close. We didn't see that. But now the roster changes have brought it right back, and Gamer Legion fighting for this playoff spot. This place in the quarterfinals here at the Esports World Cup.
I mean, for Gamer Legion, you can let it fire you up as well. That people were saying, oh, they've made it to the playoffs, not really a legitimate run at all. The teams they beat are super easy to get through. This playoff performance is somewhat fraudulent, but you beat Mouse, and I think you throw out all that conversation. Like, okay, you've earned your spot here.
Yeah,
you've earned your spot in the quarterfinals.
Can't mess with that one. Well, Mouse have the right read, at least out of this timeout. They've got 4 players towards the A bomb site. 2 in con, protecting middle and jungle. 2 at the top of A ramp to stuff any attack.
Yeah, As Alex moves up towards the ramp itself, and Towson and Hypex with a bomb in their possession. Need to be careful here. He was trying to get out of Palace. He had a chance. He did a lot of damage as well to Exertion. Zelix is up next. He hasn't really found too much success in these ramp plays, and he'll continue to get wrecked by Towson, who's looking so sharp in the multi-kill department. Spinks is caught in the open. He couldn't fight on two fronts, so understandably he goes down towards the stairs, and then Flammus just easily marches forward towards CT spawn. This is looking like two very different rosters inside of the server. Gamer Legion in full control, everybody looking sharp, and you can't say anybody looks that great right now for Mouse.
No, I'm not sure where they've gone. That looked really flat. That was a really weak attempt at pushing in a piece of aggression. I wonder if that's a play that they like to make when they have nades and utility. We see teams all the time. Flashbang's the obvious one, but even throwing a nade just to obscure vision and take a swing with that. But with a low buy, Mouse didn't have those resources, and the dry peak just is terrifying.
Oh, there we go. Well, Snacks classic for you. Round of 16, and a round of applause for the knife.
And no reaction from all Snacks either.
And it's just another day at the office.
Yeah, just brutal. Giving him a 9-8 lead and now plenty of cash in the back pocket. This map has just turned around so quickly.
He's dialed in. Just trying to call Gamer Legion with some momentum. We know Snacks is a great caller when he's got momentum on his side, when he feels confident in his plays and his pieces. And that could be very scary here for Mouse. He could just sail forward and just take this win.
This is the map selection of Mouse as well. They wanted to bring it over to Mirage, so Gamer Legion surprising them on their map pick a little bit here.
Trying to do some work up con. It's going to be Snacks and Rez to find success. PR is the only player with a rifle.
Uh-oh. Don't be greedy, don't be greedy.
USPs come through with a kill. Look at the damage done to Snacks. Flash trying to pull it back, and he makes that look very easy.
Yeah,
that's out of Palace.
That's they needed that really, really badly. That was actually extremely dangerous for Gamer Legion.
Man, we talked a little bit about Gamer Legion's success in Atlanta and their American.
That advantage, take that opportunity and close out the game 2-0.
I think we've got maybe a little disagreement here. Nathan, do you agree with him?
I agree that they're a very good team, that mentally they're ready to bounce back and they're ready to do stuff.
Opening round.
I think Wakeda did a lot of the heavy lifting when you looked on Aurora. You know, the rounders that he clutched out in the beginning.
It's a 50-50. The individuals are maybe more comfortable on the Gamer Legion side with the pick and like exactly knowing this map is going to happen. So I'll give it a 55% to Gamer Legion and 45% to Mouse.
Okay, a cautious man here on the desk. We can appreciate that. But we're going to cautiously step our way into a break because the only way to see what percentage it comes out as is to watch a little Ancient.
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by Play.
Welcome back to the Esports World Cup. We're here for the second map, Gamer Legion versus Mouse. The round of 16, what an impressive first map it was from both squads at certain points, and how unimpressive, uninspiring it was at others. But Mouse able to pull it through, Jason. They get it into the second map with an advantage, and I think it's just the class that they were able to outlast their opponent.
Well, I guess you'd point towards, the inability to adapt on the T side, where the T side's opened up so strong in both halves and the defense is clamped down. The offense is never able, IGL's never able to find that second angle that could actually get around the adjustments that the CT side's made. But good play from both teams on both the team perspective, a strategy perspective, individual play as well. It just came in hot and cold streaks.
Yeah, I think for Exertion, it started so strong on the T side calling campaign, 6-1 lead. Went dry very quickly though and fell apart, and we've seen Mouse Game Legion come back into it. Looked like they were going to be able to just close it out quite comfortably, but stalling out, and I think it was just the nature of how quickly they stalled out was so surprising. Mouse won a single round, and that was it.
Yeah, they just kind of fell after that, didn't they? I mentioned that Snax is really good at calling on momentum, but when that momentum is broken, that's sometimes where I feel him struggle to have further impact as an IGL. We just saw it on Mirage. That was Mouse's pick though. Very close affair where Mouse wanted to take it between these two teams. Now we move on to Gamer Legion's choice of map. That's going to be Ancient, and see what they can put up, what kind of a fight they can have here. And I tell you, some of the aggressive rifling that they had on Mirage, this looks good for a play in mid, Rez, Towson. You have all these different riflers. Flamus, Hypex with the op was looking good. You have angles in mid you can play with.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an absolute banger. I think it's going to be a really fun game to watch. There's so much talent on the team. I think both players, obviously with some of the history, PR, having been in Gamer Legion so recently, Ancient is a good map for both of the squads. I like watching Snax when he's having a good game on this map, but when it's starting to fall a little flat, that's when things become questionable, shall we say.
Well, big map here for Mouse as well. Obviously, a win here moves you on into the quarterfinals, gets you past this round of 16, and Mouse is on that campaign to prove the trophy they lifted back at Blast Bounty Season 2. It's not just kind of a flash in the pan. It's not just something that just kind of happened, a honeymoon period, a one hot event. They're looking to build upon it and build up that resume and start fleshing out the ability of Exertion to lead this team deep into tournaments, deep towards trophies.
The final fist bumps are in, and we're ready to get going into the second map of play. Mao's one map lead versus Gamer Legion, every single round required in regulation on Mirage. Will we get the same here on Ancient? It's time to find out. We'll see Gamer Legion start on the T side this time. They got plenty of utility. And for Mouse, it is a little bit of utility. Smoke flash, but notably, no kit.
Well, they're going to be coming right towards this B-bomb site, at least out of the gate. Exertion has dualies inside cave. He'll get contact first as they swing in.
Yeah, Joel Barrett is at the ready. Usually you see them rattle off as quick as they can, but he gets a single bullet off before Flamus nails him with a headshot. And we see Snax coming in for that follow-up as well. So 3v5 and no real way into the round here for Mouse.
Yeah, both your players in front of the execute have gone down without anything, without any kind of success whatsoever. So really the round just falls apart. And Zelix can't find anything on the flank. So that's it. Pistol round for Gamer Legion. They didn't get any on Mirage. So already a great start. Where you lose 11-13 without any pistols, that's a conversation you have between the maps, and at least they've got it here.
PR stepping out back into the open again. This time Flamus the victim, so no clean sheet from Gamer Legion. They will lose a single player. PR chasing after Towson, the surviving player of Mouse so far, and we'll see if he is able to keep that. He's getting peppered down, and actually, I don't know how he's done it, but 1 HP. He's managed to survive here, PR, so gets himself into the next round alive. He'll keep the Kevlar, but I think Gamer Legion going to be very happy with the way they just pick up the first round victory.
Yeah, taking that pistol. We'll see what kind of a lead this T-side can put on. We mentioned it briefly on Mirage. Both T-halves, offensive halves, on fire in the early going on those halves. So what can Gamer Legion do with the pistol round finally in their favor? It is an investment here in round 2 for Mouse. They got 5 7s. They got a FAMAS on PR.
Well, there's no secret with Snacks-led teams on Ancient. You're going to see a lot of A hits, and that's what we're going to see straight away. So, Game Religion getting in towards A main. You've got a single player, and Spinks waiting inside of the donut. But it's just a standard execution going to be coming up.
Yeah, and without the main force of the defense here with his gamble, it's really not any kind of a reason for the rest of Mouse to follow up and join over at Spinks' position. Unless he somehow gets you like a triple kill in here, there's no real point in even trying.
Well, just trying to get that bomb done eventually. They're just betting out the final few pieces of utility. Just one kill going in favor of that FAMAS.
Oh, bomb's still not down.
Yeah,
now you got another one.
This is a little awkward all of a sudden for Gamer Legion.
Awkward's the wrong word. This is not good. This is not good at all for Gamer Legion. They're going to try and push forward and fight their way out of this trap, but it's not working. Another one cleaned off, and now the players start moving in donut behind them. There's no room for Hypex and Rez to operate. They've got 40 seconds to figure this out.
I don't even know how Gamer Legion have found themselves in this situation, but disaster about to strike, about to be confirmed unless Rez can get some impact out of the donut, and it's nothing. A 5-7 to a headshot. Hypex is in with a Khalil, but they overwhelm him as well, and they don't even get a bomb plant for Gamer Legion. That is a dreadful round of Counter-Strike.
Yeah, let's see how this plays out. They do fake plant the bomb, right? They tap it inside smoke to bait out and see if there was going to be any kind of a nade stack to destroy the planter. That doesn't come in, but after that, it just gets... They never actually find the comfort to try and put it back down again, but when you're starting to push with the bomb through Temple and trying to fight your escape towards CT spawn, that's when you know you're in an actually just straight up terrible position. And a lost second round for Gamer Legion stings.
Oh, making the FAMAS look good, I have to say. That doesn't happen all that often, Jason.
But it's lovely when it does.
It sure is. And also lovely for Gamer Legion, who are looking for that quick response. They get about a B hit. Currently 3 players
PR's
looking
dead.
to defend, and PR is actually storming into the trap that Snacks has laid for him, just about getting away with it there with the Tech-9 looking for a second as he unleashes himself forward into the bomb site. But Talson this time has come through with a Tech-9 kill of his own, and it's back and forth we go. Kill after kill being traded out, and that smoke has limped forward. There's a massive gap for Torsi to work with. It's given him actually a new position to play with, so he's going to be very happy about that kill on FAMAS, and that's also the bomb having to be dropped back into the site and committed to right now. But a 2v3 post plant, rifle picked up. Hard to see this one going Gamer Legion's way.
You're not out of it just yet. Crossfire set up. Smoke towards Cave, gonna block that off, but it's bomb site and top ramp where Rez lies. Oh, there was the opportunity. Oh, the trades from Torji. And he bails them out with a sigh of relief.
Yeah, that is a fantastic round from Torsi. Gets himself 4 kills in this one, and great
I'll tell you
trading.
what's
Very
going on
effective.
in the Dutch room.
Oh my goodness.
None of the rounds really be other than his sort of being comfortable for anybody. It's super back and forth.
That's how I've seen this one before.
This is too easy against the Force, isn't it? Getting absolutely nothing done with this level of investment. Not good enough for Fury up.
Curious buy, you know, to buy off of no bomb plant, get, oh my god, Toxic chill. Get one Galil and try and go behind the smokes, well.
Especially considering the game that Yakinda just had, right? It wasn't that he was a non-issue, but he was pretty quiet. The entry man was actually K Serrato, and Yakinda's the guy who's going to have to take this outside space. He'll be set up with the smokes, the flashes, the task with helping macro for Fallen. And he gets his Galil back, but for how long Wakadia deals with him. And that is flawless. That is a beautiful start for Aurora.
Yeah, well, I've learned from Ancient not to get ahead of myself here with an Aurora lead.
That's fair. Yeah, CT side nuke, if they can get themselves up to an 8-4 or 9-3, we can start having a conversation and then pushing this one the distance. It's really important that your it's actually your 3 rotating players, right? Woxic, Zentares, and then that Wakadia. They've been doing this together for some time, so their rotation's going to be natural. And they always have the same openers. Woxic goes outside, takes that first initial line. Zentares goes towards main. You look at the heat map.
But he's so far away, and if he's not given a gift...
Yeah, it doesn't look like this is happening, but that might just be the gift there. Didn't take it. Kit is down, thanks to the observant team for catching that one. Smoke will dribble out, but can't make much happen. And that's going to be FAMAS to the headshot exertion, Dad. And a 2-2 scoreline as we are really going back and forth. But the CT Money isn't a big fan of this constant damage being done. So you're not going to see a great buy coming out of Mouse. But
I mean, Mouse, money aside, Mouse itself on defense just looks shaky.
Yeah.
Even against low buys, right? Like this, even against just like Tech 9 buys, Deagle buys, picked off in this round over in middle, mid defender jumping in towards Donut, not ready for the fight up towards the jump up. You're just getting caught off guard. And so many of these rounds early on Ancient.
All right, Snacks really trying to get into that B site, but held at bay by their own flames at the moment. Nelson just looking to play in behind it, but they've got so much control, so much space towards the initial areas of this B bomb site that they're going to feel pretty good about just pausing for a second and executing in for the finish.
Yeah, Torji's going to need to pass off that M4 to Exertion. 7 HP playing inside the bomb site, double nade on the default spot. Not sure how Towson's spam didn't clean him up. But Gamer Legion isn't being shy about this. They want to commit to this bomb site. It's just a matter of letting the clock run down, let this defense use their nades, make them nervous, soften them up, and come in for the close later on, and that's a great find. 5 on 4 now in the round.
They still need to be on the
side now. I mean, you don't really have any tools for the job here if you're Mouse. And even what you have is just about to be ripped out of your hands by Flammus. He steps out of the cave. Good shot from Torsi, but he's got no teammates. He's got no help. He actually got a second out of that somehow.
Hey, this is doable. Look at the HP on Towson. Spinks, just a straight bullet can mop him up after that bomb gets planted. Smoke in his face, unfortunately.
That's the issue as well of Snacks being in the cave. One player, now two, backing off towards ramp. I think that window of opportunity is shutting in the face of Spinks here. He has no kit, no utility.
Yeah, and if he doesn't get a look, if he doesn't get like a jiggle, if he doesn't get anything, now's the decision to back away. And
that bomb through the smoke somehow survives. We've got a round on our hands. 3v2, all the entries on upper, and Jimmy's got a decision to make. Back he goes. Moxig, no kills offered up, and despite the disadvantage, Furia battle their way in.
Actually, yeah,
this is where the players they hemorrhaged last round make it a bit of an issue. They give this a go. It's a tough retake.
They just below them.
Molodoi committed. Deep nades.
Oh,
no. That's nice. Yuri takes them both. Furia on the board.
Yeah, that's a bit tough
Well,
for
Zentaris
back into a CT event. You expect him to get that every day of the week. Especially with that swing towards Yard to find the opener, the tone setter onto Fallen. And then it was just Yakinda pathing into that A side on his own. So the fact that they're able to pull this off, this is great. But he's the only one in, and then through the smoke, you think Zentaris should have that kill.
Make it look way easier than it had any right to be.
Oh, for sure. All right, well, the AWP still MP9 for Kixon. M4s for the rest. They're batting down the hatches. Fast on this, though, is Yakinda.
Saw that from Red. They know what to expect. Zentaris wants to shoot him in the back.
He might get caught.
Could go both ways. He's missed that timing. Did they see him? Ricardo finds Yakinda making a play.
would have seen
Zentaris
him.
is still here. Their
Oh,
suspect.
nice.
Keserato spams him. It was actually all the way from the back of Silo.
Thanks combined for the equalizer. Cardia rotates down to B. They're still loitering in Yard. They have no lobby presence whatsoever.
Again, the deep smokes.
They did it like this the other day as well against 9Z. A lot of players over towards Heaven and Hell, or at least that was the expectation, as the locker smoke didn't look perfect.
Fell a bit short, hit the lip. But no one checking it, so no info. Aurora actually called a bluff. But then they changed their mind. They had two going down ramp. Now they're coming up.
They clear out lobby. They're going to find nobody home. Kixon, he's the first in, and that info he found on his lonesome. So the fact that the ramp push keeps coming is quite curious. It's going to be Woxic down here to try and stall this. There's no smokes.
Now they know. Clearing lobby in its entirety. If it's not Heaven, it's B. Woxic is still in a decent position, but smoke window, it looks like he wants to commit, and committing is going to make it very hard. These are the kind of fights Woxic loves, but I feel like a trade is going to happen here. 20 seconds, Woxic hits his shot, trying to back up. He's got one more loaded in the chamber. Jimmy comes down on support, and they don't swing, they don't punish. How is he still here? That falls flat on its face for Furia.
Yeah, a bit sloppy. Again, returning to that 9Z game, similar things happened, right? They expected just their pressure to force these rotations, and then they enter these sites so late, but they don't actually have the info. And that right there is going to cost them. Oh,
Okay.
almost after time. Kicks and knows he should have had that one.
Very ambitious.
Molodoi retains the AWP. That's going to be the biggest and best weapon for Furia into the next.
Yeah, I like the fake for Furia, but they just had to play off of it, right? I mean, Aurora fell for it for a moment. They went for the lobby reclear. There was a huge gap on that B side. The fact that they're not getting into B in any meaningful way here. Look how far Jimmy is when Woxy gets that kill. He's still able to offer assistance. Ugly one for Furia. Maybe a bit more pace here. Straight out the molly into this top side where Cardia locks the door shut.
Shut down. Thank you very much. Queserado gets a consolation, but all in all,
this is still on. Yakinda's in position. I don't know if they hear that drop, but Woxic certainly hits his.
good awareness there. Been an AK, I'd say there's a chance.
Yeah.
But because he's got the AWP,
just waiting for a mistake.
Not his weapon of choice.
No reason to give him this. Woxic might just have this line to the end of the round. So, ooh, careful, going searching with the AWP. That could not have lined up better for Queserato. Kixon takes a stronger position. Jimmy, no reason to give it up, but look at the nades in play. This one has legs on it, burning Jimmy out, but he doesn't believe it. Cover from Kixon, not that much damage. Why am I still giving this consideration?
Those where both are, so the reroute right now is on. Where are you off to, Queserado?
I mean, they have the bomb.
Yeah, I don't think you'll be forcing a rotation with that at all. And now the expectation is heaven.
Trying to add some confusion.
To himself?
Yeah, maybe. 25 could just be that CT spawn save.
Okay, a bit of a limp.
Oh, why not?
All right.
You've come this far. Give it a go. He knew Kixon was top part earlier. He hasn't repositioned. Headshot comes in. Nade right below. That might be it. The money shot on Jimmy as Queserato clutches up.
Catch that. 4 in the round. Queserado with the AWP on the clutch. Is he safe and is he not? That one should have been done like a dog's dinner.
Oh dear. Ash will not be happy.
Bit of a meltdown. That's a force behind the saves. It's Queserado on an AWP. It's a lobby push. You give him the first, the info comes through, and it's a miracle.
That's why you never give up, Chad. Rounds like that, no business winning it.
Catch this. The holy hand grenade.
On your head.
That's going to sour the ranks.
Yeah, the Woxic lobby reclear, opening up the round.
Oh dear.
And that is a despicable round to lose.
Touchdown.
That's a tilter.
Oh, that's 5 rounds, CT half. Their money's in the mud. You're starting to build up a really respectable score line. Oh no, no.
Oh dear. Bitter pill to swallow.
Well, it could get worse if they lose this. The force, just one rifle.
Oh, they're just sending again. Yakinda on this top site, insult to injury.
When can you miss it?
Give me this site. Aurora must concede.
But you've lost the M4. You're saving what would be a Scout, an MP9, and a 5.7.
What's the alternative?
That's going to have some flow-on effects, isn't it?
I just think this puts you in the hole mentally. Losing this round into money break, you just got to sit here and soak it all in. Reboost heaven.
And that means he could take away a little bit more, Molodoi.
Oh, why not sweeten the deal?
He's the type of guy who's not going to draw the line in the sand when he gets to the top of ladder.
Woxic is done for. Ooh. Okay, unless he just runs away. Looks fine. So there's something.
Terrorists win.
It's a very hollow victory here as Furia pop that top.